4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour one of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, that's right. It is Old School. Got a full day coming your way here of the show. We'd love you to be a part of 402-464-5685. Had to stop myself on my way out the door today. Remember, I wasn't headed up to Werner Park. I'm just headed downtown. Nice 12-minute drive as opposed to the 40-minute drive. And that means I get my co-host back. It's nice to see a face again. Jay Foreman, long time no see.
What's up, man? I mean,
been different this week.
Yeah. You've been missing in action. Or you've been in action.
I don't know if I would allow that to stand.
You've been in action. Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. You guys are doing a great job up there.
Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Is it exciting? Is it like when you used to listen to Royals games and stuff like that?
Well, when I used to listen to Royals games, they were really bad. So it was really hard to get excited when I used to listen to the Royals games on the radio growing up. We've seen some really good baseball across Class A and Class B so far. Of course, we'll have the Class C championship coming up first, where, shout out to the old alma mater, Lincoln Lutheran, play for its first baseball state title in school history at noon.
So can you be impartial?
Of course I can.
I'm gonna definitely listen just to see if I catch you slipping.
So here's the thought process here.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit easier for me. I mean, I know plenty of the people, but I'm not nearly as in the weeds with the Lincoln Lutheran stuff as I used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay, think about this. I graduated high school 10 years ago now.
Yeah, a lot's changed.
Like time's come and gone. Yeah. And I know plenty of the families, and I just don't know many of the kids that well. Haven't gotten a chance to actually go out and watch them since they got their own team at the Class C level.
Yeah.
And I was of two minds. Number one, do I tell Nick, hey, I'm just going to sit in the stands for this one. Hope you understand. I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to be on the call. You know, I've
Are they
never.
The favorite?
I don't know. I think they're the 3 and Mount Michael's the 5, but these two teams have played before.
You gotta beat Mount Michael.
Are there any favorites in a state championship game? I mean, it's all bets are.
Is it just one game?
One and done.
So both of them have a loss?
Well, it's just one and done. There's no series in the championship. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that's Class A too?
Class A, B, and C. One game, 7 innings.
So it's do or die Brooklyn, New York.
It is do or die Brooklyn, New York, indeed.
No, there's no favorite because it's going to be best pitcher with best pitcher.
Needs to be. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be the first game. It'll be Omaha Skutt and Elkhorn North, the 1 versus the 2, and Lincoln East versus Millard North. A rematch from last year. That one ought to be electric.
It's going to be a little spicy.
It was 3-3 and going to the 7th. I remember Chase Mockel hit a home run down the left field line, snuck it just inside the pole. But Lincoln East in the championship for the fourth straight year, made a comeback. Well, now the fourth straight year. Last year, their third straight appearance, and scored 2 in the bottom of the seventh to break the Mustangs' hearts.
Yeah, I mean, they hired Lanik, from Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it. He's pretty much put the state on notice.
Speaking of hirings and putting the state on notice, Will Wade.
I know.
Man. But between Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, Kim Mulkey, even Jay Johnson, who won the quietest title maybe of all time last year at LSU, and Jay Johnson's maybe a little bit of an exception.
Ed Orgeron.
To this. That's just where I was going to get to. And then Lane Kiffin hiring Ed Orgeron.
Yeah.
Which, on its face, is completely hilarious. But then you dig into it a little bit. Hey, this is a dude that's probably still mostly beloved across the state, has a knack for recruiting. Obviously had his missteps and foibles there at LSU. But for Lane Kiffin, it's a guy that knows the territory, knows the area, and I can completely understand the hire. But what a roster of coaches being assembled down there.
Down at LSU, it's definitely, they're trying to be the Renegades. They're trying to be the Raiders of the South. And, I mean, if you want to throw in their governor and then how the AD become the AD, is like, oh, you got to keep him because they were just, remember, interim. And then they were like, well, we got to have a full-time AD if we're going to really dive into the muds of hell and go and hire some of the coaches. Before we go to Oxford, we got to make sure we do have an AD in place that Lane Kiffin likes. And then, the LSU women's basketball team, I mean, she's a fireball and her assistant coach. They're like the tag team. And then I think Will Wade is a stain on college basketball, college sports in general.
For doing what every other coach has done?
Yeah, but I mean, it's that's not every other coach, because then Fred hasn't gotten a pro.
True.
Right?
True.
I don't think he's not breaking any rules. He's just essentially just turning his nose up at you guys like, all right, until you guys fix it. And it's not even cheating. It's
not at this point.
I guess it's just it's like baseball. You have all these unwritten rules.
Yeah.
You would like to think him at LSU, considering his past, considering how he left North Carolina State, you wouldn't be so boisterous about it, right? Because, I mean, I think he was on a podcast.
But that's why they love him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for the masses that hate him.
Yeah.
And the only thing that matters is what LSU and the fans think about him.
And their recruits, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, he had no problem telling you this is what I'm going to do. He said on that podcast, he's like, my roster is probably going to be all international pros.
The roster right now, Yam Madar, 25 years old, got drafted in the NBA in 2020. RJ Luis graduated in 23, played in the G League. Bryce Desert and Marcio Santos, who are a couple of EuroLeague players. And you do have some college flavor. Mo Diabate, Austin Nunez, Abdi Bashir, Omaha product, who ended up at Kansas State after the JUCO ranks. And then a Divine Ugochukwu from Michigan State. So not fully international, but a guy like RJ Luis, who played for St. John's, Yam Madar, who's been an international pro for 6 years now, and 2 other EuroLeague pros that he's gotten to come over to college.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely unconventional. It's definitely goes along with Will Wade.
Yeah.
If there's anything positive that comes out of it, I mean, I guess if you have a team and they end up being great, then so be it. I mean, if you're playing against, like an Arkansas that's all, McDonald's All-Americans, you got grown men and pros, and you beat them, then, you have a quote-unquote magical year. If there's something positive that can come out of it is that, you shed light on some of the things that are wrong with college sports, and in particular college basketball, being able to go and play in the G League, being able to play in the pros and go back and play and come here and play college. And then maybe something happens after that. But I don't think that's Will Wade's, process of thinking. I mean, hey, I'm going to go get out, try to get the best team I can. Whether you like it or don't, I'm going to have some 23, 24, 25-year-old guys there, and it's up to you to do something about it.
Well, we're on Will Wade. We get this from Justin from Hickman. Was LSU even done paying for his buyout before they hired him? Oh, well, just raise the taxes on the people of the state to pay for it. Doesn't really.
We'll just roll that back into something else.
Right.
Look, it's an easy sell. You could maybe not dollar for dollar, you definitely can raise the price per ticket for LSU football.
Right.
You could probably create some sort of extra tax and people wouldn't even know it. You could probably people right now with the Lane Kiffin aura and the LSU team and everything around it. You could literally say Lane Kiffin tax, athletic department tax, and obviously with the governor essentially hiring, firing coaches, that you could get it passed pretty quickly. So unfortunately for the everybody around, I mean, is not everybody's happy with it. My best suggestion is learn how to deal with it, because I think I think fans right now outside of LSU are not going to change their mind. I don't even think opposing coaches are going to change their mind. I think the fans at LSU, the few that do or many that have a problem with it, I think once they start playing and if they're successful, I think that's going to go to the wayside.
The question that I come back to for LSU, and we won't be able to answer this right now, but is it worth it? Is it worth it to go through this whole process to bring in these two coaches? Well, and on top of that, Johnny Jones, who also got fired from LSU, got brought back on Will Wade's staff. Rick Stansbury as well, Western Kentucky and other places. You spell Stansbury with a couple dollar signs in place of the S's as well. It better be worth it. Not that I think LSU cares that much about what other people think, but the fact of the matter is they've hired, at least at this point, probably the two biggest villains in the sport. Think what you will about Dan Hurley. At least the dude's won. Will Wade at LSU, his first year, no tournament, 18-15, 25-5 in 18-19, regular season SEC champion, made the NCAA tournament, and then made the NCAA tournament in 21-20 and 21 and in 22. So only 3 for 5 making the NCAA tournament, only finished ranked once. That was that second year when they were the regular season champion, only reached as high as 9th in the polls. Now it's coming off an era where they hadn't been to the NCAA tournament since all the way back in 2008, 2009, right before the start of the Trent Johnson tenure, and then 2014-15. So it's been a few years since they'd made the NCAA tournament. But on Will Wade specifically, the dude's fine as a coach.
Okay.
He's okay. Not necessarily a schemer in the basketball sense, not necessarily a tactician, just a recruiter, a bad guy, really. If that works for LSU, that works for LSU. But it seems like they brought Will Wade back because, like you said, the governor liked him. University leadership that's newly in place really liked him from their time at McNeese as well. It's easy.
He fits.
And the fan base loved him in a lot of ways.
That kind of LSU. But I'd push this to you. And it's not just about Will Wade. Okay, I mean, I think this version of Lane. I'll say this before I get into it. I wish, I don't even care about Scott that much, but I mean, for Nebraska's sake, I wish Scott would have had a turnaround in somewhat more humility and obviously maturity, like Lane Kiffin did.
Post USC, post Tennessee.
Yeah. So that, if you could have got right. So I'll give Lane credit that. But when you look at it, when you really think about it, what does Lane Kiffin want?
Well, what Lane says he wants and what Lane actually wants.
What does he want?
Oh, what does he want? That's where I was going to go next.
Right. So what does he want? And then
nothing. I mean, he's won 10 games.
Versus the perception.
Right. The perception is one of the bright up and coming minds, the best coach that's out there. You can sway him to leave. He's won an Outback Bowl, a Peach Bowl, and a Gator Bowl. Did get Ole Miss to the playoff before obviously abdicating. But I'm glad you went. That's where I was going to go. I had that pulled up. Ole Miss went 55-19 with Lane Kiffin. Okay. Won about 75% of their games. It's really good for them, for where that program's been. What did it result in? Anything of substance? No. It's still like the argument for me with LSU is imagine what this guy can do with our resources. How often does that work?
But he had resources.
Plenty.
You had talent.
Yes.
I mean, besides, if you took Florida, Texas, obviously Georgia, California, out of like I guess, great college players or amount of guys that make an impact in college football, Mississippi is like definitely, I guess Ohio and all that, is definitely in the top 10 in producing talent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. And now you don't have as many people, right? But you, like I'm saying, like great player per capita, Mississippi is up there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like you was with a bunch of scrubs. So I think he had resources at Ole Miss. Now there's other things like what happens on Ole Miss campus that probably does hurt recruiting. Even though people try to deny it, it's real. And because I have a friend that's he's a big booster, but I don't think it's anything that's not an excuse for Lane to live or to go to LSU. He felt like LSU, and we've seen this before. It's easier.
Should be.
It should be easier.
But is it?
I don't see. Look, you're not like. Well, how would it be easier?
Might be harder. Might be more pressure.
Right, it'd be more pressure. But you're going to play against teams. You put a target on your back. And LSU, for them, this is what they want. Now, I do feel like if they have to weigh Brian Kelly and Lane Kiffin, you probably lean towards Lane. I don't think it was ever a good fit with Brian Kelly. I do think Lane fits well down there. I don't think it's going to be Nick Saban 2.0 because you got to think, you still got to beat Georgia. You still got to beat Texas. You still got to beat Texas A&M because when you think about it, whether you like what Steve Sarkisian is saying about Texas Tech, and he's kind of brash in Texas and all this, and he said he could have went to the NFL and didn't, and all that stuff. He's still a good coach. Now, if you think Texas A&M is going to be a slouch, everybody knows Mike Elko can coach.
Yes.
Period.
He's a good coach.
Without a doubt. And they got talent, both of those teams. So you're not just going to go into the SEC and just boat race people and just blow people up. You know what I mean? No. So I think it's going to be tougher for you.
2020 LSU wasn't walking through that door.
Right. Right. And college football's changed because NIL and transfer portals created parity. And it's created a lot of chaos as well. But, it's created parity. So, Will Wade, and I think he's, you can't really do that in football, at least not yet. But I think what he's doing basketball wise is, it's a stain on basketball. It's a stain on LSU, but I think they're fine with it.
But again, I just go back to it's a stain on college basketball, but I can't blame Will Wade for taking advantage of it. If college sports can't get a handle on this, if the NCAA and Congress, whoever else you want to throw in there, conference commissioners can't or won't get a handle on it, why wouldn't you? I think it's dumb that these former pros are allowed to play. I still am fully on board with the age limit. What Will Wade was doing before, sure, pay to play. We knew it was all going on under the table for a while. He was brash about it. He got caught. He was unremorseful. That to me is the bigger deal than what he's doing now. Even if I dislike what he's doing now even more, at least it's not technically against the rules. The rules are being challenged. Everyone's getting away with it, so I can't blame the guy for doing it. Or at least before we had the illusion of, hey, this is supposed to be above board, and you're just openly flaunting the rules.
And you can't be mad at him because he's trying to build a program, and you have to do it through the portal. And, kind of when he was hired a little bit later in the cycle. And look, LSU is not known for basketball, even though they've had some great players there. But it's not known. It's not what you think right now in basketball as far as, SEC. And I would say, for the teams that are really good at football and good basketball teams, I would think, LSU is not towards the top. You know what I mean?
You're looking at Alabama.
You're looking at
Georgia made the tournament this year.
Yeah, and Auburn, if their football team is good, their basketball team is generally better.
Florida's got better basketball.
Right. And
Kentucky's got better basketball.
Right. And so
Vandy's got better basketball and maybe football last year too.
And Georgia was on an uptick this year. So, you got,
Texas is there. They're better at both.
Yeah, Texas is
A&M's
there.
better at both.
Right. So, for him, he's got to do what he's got to do. So, I would probably say, hey, man, if you're going to do it, just kind of go about a different way. But also, you got to think like this. He's, in as much as we can say you're mad at him, or not, I'm not going to put words in your mouth that you don't like what he's doing or whatever. But also, you got to think from his perspective. He has to build a program, both with the roster and some eyes on his program. So when he's out there, he has to be a little bit brash.
Yeah.
He has to, because look, when you think about just LSU basketball, you think LSU women's basketball. And you know what I mean?
Just think of LSU men's basketball, I'm thinking, they had Ben Simmons for a random year, and they had Shaq.
And
that's what I got.
Right. And Chris Jackson and stuff like that. But right now, when you think about, if you close your eyes and say LSU basketball, you automatically think women's basketball. And then obviously football is number one. Heck, you might even Think about LSU gymnastics when old girl was there that's married to the pitcher Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens and
baseball, obviously.
Baseball as well. Heck, the world's upside down. The LSU won't be up in Omaha. So for him, he's trying to build a program. He has to be a little bit brash. It fits. It's going to be right now. With LSU, right now they have 4 poker chips left. Right? They've had 100 poker chips at one point in time. They've had a 200. It's dwindled down to 50. Right now, okay, they got 4 poker chips left. And they have decided, say, listen, we don't need any, we don't want to go on the roller coaster anymore. We're going to push it all in. So
all 4.
Yeah,
all we got, but we're all in.
So they all got to work.
Yeah.
They all got to work. And, I think, Lane stays out his own way. I think they'll win enough games. I don't know if they'll win a national championship, but I think they'll win enough games. I think Wade will do a good enough job. They'll be a consistent enough NCAA tournament and be a better, player in, SEC basketball. Now, the type of stuff they do outside of the basketball arena and the football field, it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
Who, in your mind, among Mulkey, Kiffin, and Wade, is the biggest villain relative to their sport? Who broke the most unwritten rules? Who's the least likable? Who's done the most wrong? However you want to define it. Who, in your opinion, of those 3 is the biggest villain in their sport?
That's tough.
It really is.
Because they're all running that race and they're all at top speed and they're literally neck and neck.
Who's that?
I would say Wade is last because he hasn't won enough.
Okay. Sure.
But he's done enough. But it hasn't made a big impact, so that isn't, it hasn't correlated yet. Now, This year they end up like a 2 seed, then he goes to number 1.
Watch out.
I would say Lane. And Lane, I think, is just because I felt like, well, first of all, what happened to him at the Raiders is not his fault. That was bad business by the Raiders owner Al Davis. And then he goes to Tennessee. And then USC, then Tennessee.
It was Tennessee first for a year, then right to USC.
And how he left Tennessee. And then it goes how he was fired at USC. That wasn't professional.
No.
And then Alabama.
FAU.
The Joey Sweetwater stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably about 50-50 there, but he got better, right? But I think the way he left there, Nick Saban said it wasn't mature. No. But I think the FAU thing, I think it was really, really good for him. And I think you got a better version of him at Ole Miss. Now, how he left Ole Miss, I think Lane struggles with selfishness in a weird way, and he's not selfish if you know him. Control, but he's not a control freak. And then on the flip side, he's worried about perception. It's the weird. I'm telling you, he's the weirdest dude out there. He's not weird. I mean, I hate saying weird.
You're saying he's a man of contradictions,
he's
right?
Quirky.
Well, it seems to me like it's a guy that doesn't know who he is or what he wants to be. It seems like what you're projecting is a Lane Kiffin that is trying to be what other people think he is, as opposed to who he truly is.
And he's actually a little bit of all that, but then it comes down to it. He makes the decision, and he's like, kind of gets skittish a little bit, and then he ends up leaving the wrong way.
Because in his mind, on the shoulder, not
in his mind, right? Even though he still be recruiting that roster, he still thinks he should be able to coach Ole Miss and champ. And there's not anybody with the same bone in their body be like that. Let Lane Kiffin of all people do that.
No,
right?
Can't happen
because half your whole roster would be over at LSU. So it is what it is, and it'd be interesting to see. LSU got eyes on it, man.
Yeah,
and that's what they need.
Yeah, I probably agree that Lane Kiffin's the biggest villain at LSU. I like your point on Will Wade, who, as Corey and Lincoln points out, that is indeed Jeep Wade's cousin. This is true.
That's just
established.
Boy, just imagine that family reunion. Jeep Wade is kind of like all coach all the time. Meat and potatoes. Definitely probably likes his bush lattes, right? And then here comes, his cousin.
Whiskey drinking Will.
Will, right? Kind of like, bad body, in some khakis. Jeep is probably in I could see Jeep Wade in some like Husker shorts, a t-shirt and cut off sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
Getting after it.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. And having a great time.
On the grill with the apron.
On the grill, doing it right. Just getting after it.
Well, Wade bought a bag of chips.
Right. And everybody, that's exactly what he did, right? And he brought over a bottle of alcohol with no ice. No ice.
Well, let's go down the street and grab some.
Yeah. Oh, you can
Pay
go.
a neighbor for it.
Yeah, you can go. Oh, I can Uber Eats it, Mike. Yeah.
My issue with Lane Kiffin, the villain, is that we just talked so much about how upset we are that coaches jump from job to job, and clearly Lane didn't do it well, but we don't want the same thing for players.
Yeah.
And we've had that discussion a time or two here. So I get it. Lane left terribly. Coaches are allowed to do that.
Is there really a good way to leave? I mean, he could have handled it better. He
Yeah.
could have been more honest because he was gone after that Georgia game.
It's the honesty part, you know, and I get it. You have a job to do. You're still under contract. You got to show up and coach. But between sending the family to Gainesville into Baton Rouge, but I'm not looking. I'm saying it's not me.
Yeah,
just my family's going.
Yeah,
they sent the private plane for my family. So, leaning into, but not denying, but kind of denying the attention and trying to act like everything is normal. Yes, that kind of duplicity that doesn't quite sit right with me.
Yep, I agree.
We're going to go to break. When we get back, we're going to bring in a couple people representing Cedars. Allie McFarland and Alexis Markowski will be in here. We'll talk about Cedars. We will be out there in a week for Give to Lincoln Day from 6 a.m. until noon or 1 p.m. So we'll talk about Cedars, all the great work they're doing in our community, how you can support them on Give to Lincoln Day next on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire Company is celebrating 75 years of serving its neighbors throughout the Midwest. And to say thank you, they're giving you a $75 instant rebate on a set of 4 select tires during their Memorial Day tire sale event. You can stack on even more savings with big mail-in rebates on select tires from Goodyear, Cooper, and Hankook. And remember, all tires are on sale right now, making this the perfect time to upgrade before summer driving begins. Hurry in today. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
If you're looking for a workplace that feels like home, Midwest Bank might just be the place. We're hiring a personal banker in Lincoln who enjoys helping others and being a part of a close-knit team. With great perks and a community-focused mission, you'll feel right at home here. Porque aquí todos son bienvenidos. Apply today at Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer. Member FDIC.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating,
and Electrical.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Now's the time to lock in the best deal of the year on a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Sprayer Early Order Program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray. Target weeds with precision and cut herbicide use. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Don't forget, secure early order savings and get the sprayer that maximizes every pass. Visit your Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers possible. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy with a high near 63. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. The low around 51. And tomorrow, more showers and storms throughout the day. And the afternoon high near 67. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. Welcome back in to Old School. Austin Orman and Jay Foreman with you. Old School brought to you in hour one by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. But right now, we're joined by a special guest between us here in the studio. We have Allie McFarland from Cedars. Allie, welcome in. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for taking some time. We have you in because we, in 1 week, will be out at Cedars for Give to Lincoln Day. Let's go ahead and start with just that in general. The importance of Give to Lincoln Day for any, nonprofit organization, but specifically for you guys at Cedars.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you guys out. It's been fun every year. I feel like the energy is great on the porch. We get people honking and driving by. So we're very excited. We have a lot planned for this year.
Bring us through your story a little bit. How'd you get to Cedars? How'd you get connected? What's your role? All that kind of good stuff.
Okay. So I've been at Cedars for almost 10 years now. I started out just interning. Just because I was in college and got connected and wanted to get into the field, but wasn't quite sure exactly where I wanted to land. So I spent the first almost 8 years working in the emergency shelter for teenagers. So kids between the ages of 12 and 18 who didn't have a safe place to live. And then in the past year or so, I've transitioned over to the program director for foster care. So I get to do a lot of that now.
Very nice. Without giving away, like names, personal details, any of that stuff, the kids that come to Cedars, who are they? What's happened in their lives? How do they get to you guys over there at Cedars?
There's so many different situations. Cedars is all about just being a safe place for kids, no matter what situation they're going through or how they came to us. kids come to us in all sorts of different circumstances. It could be that they can't stay with their family right now. It could be that they need some structure and supervision. It just kind of depends from case to case. But we have a lot of kiddos that stay with us in our emergency shelter. We have a lot of kiddos in our foster homes right now. We have an office in Lincoln and in Omaha for foster homes, and actually serve a 2-hour radius of both of those offices. So different cities as well. So we travel a lot.
Allie, I wanted to ask you, because we talked off air. Obviously, you had last time we were there on Give the Lincoln Day, I think the approval for the gym was just approved, and obviously now it's built. Talk about that process to see something go from start to finish. Obviously, you've been there for a very long time, but in particular, what it's added to Cedars to have that up and going.
Yeah, the gym has been such an amazing space for us. Like you said, it was really cool to see the community come together and really support it. And I feel like we made it happen very quickly. So it's great to see, because specifically our kids that live at the emergency shelter during the winter time, they don't have a lot of fun activities that are super active, because, you can't go play basketball when it's snowing outside. Right. So it's been really nice to be able to see them take advantage of, they have a bunch of different things in there now. They have a weight room, a yoga room, they have basketball, volleyball, or all sorts of different things set up. So it's kind of nice my office is down on one end of the building and the windows face the gym. So I can look out, and all the time I just see kids playing in there, which is really fun. And we get to use it for all of our different programs. We can have events where some of our younger foster kids can come and play as well. We have some before and after school programs, the CLCs at elementary schools, and I think they've done a few events for those kids there too.
Speaking of basketball and volleyball, former Husker standout Alexis Markowski joins us in studio. Alexis, good afternoon. Welcome in. How's it going?
Good afternoon. It's kind of been a crazy day for me, but really happy to be here and get to talk about what Cedar kind of means to me and my involvement, and just the great people I've met through that organization.
Let's start there. What is your involvement with Cedars? How did you learn about it? How did you get involved?
Yeah, actually, a former Creighton volleyball player by the name Lauren Smith Stewart actually got me connected with Jim Blue, Tina Rode, and Adrian. And I just had a meeting with them, and I got a tour of Cedars. And I just wanted to learn more. I want to learn more about what they do, how they help the community, and more importantly, meet the people that they get to interact with every single day and the lives that they're changing.
Alexis, being obviously a former athlete myself, and you get probably all these opportunities to go and partner with different organizations. And me going through Cedars, I was just blown away how great the place is. Talk to me about when you went into Cedars, and you walk in, you don't know what to expect, but what did you see when you walked into Cedars?
A lot of smiles.
Yeah.
A lot of warm welcomes. I've got an opportunity to not only go to the Cedars location with the gym, which I love that new addition, and I'm excited to go back and host a basketball camp here soon. But I got to connect with the staff, the foster care staff. We actually went and got coffee last week, and they just really touched me. I mean, it ended up being an emotional conversation, and I think that just really shows how much they care and love what they're doing for the community. Right. And it's just a really special group of people, and what they do is so important, not only for Lincoln, but for these children.
Ellie, what do you feel when you hear Alexa say that? The importance of a smile, the importance of those relationships for the kids in foster care with the other services provided at Cedars.
Yeah, that makes me so happy. That's what we're always going for, is just Cedars is all about being a safe place for kids, but also just welcoming for whoever needs services and needs to come in. I think what really sets Cedars apart is just the collaboration and the advocacy that I see happen for our kids every day. And they really do become our kids, because we have a variety of different programs, and we have some kids that have been through multiple of the different programs and services. So, I mean, I even just think of relationships that I've built. Like I said, I've been there for 10 years. There's kids that I met my very first year there. I guess I can't really call them kids anymore. They're like 22, 23 years old. But they still reach out, and we still talk. And sometimes it's questions of, I don't understand how to do taxes, or how do I apply to college, or what do I do? But most of the time it's just happy updates on their lives. And I think
what does that make you feel when you get those happy updates?
Oh, that's my favorite. That's why I do what I do and why I love it. It's just they know that someone is in their corner and will fight for them and advocate for them. And I think just knowing that people support them really drastically changes the way they view things and the way that their perspective is. Like they can go through hard things and still have people supporting them. So I've seen that mindset shift for a lot of young kids, and that's been really cool to see.
Yeah, I want to ask both of you guys, and either one of you guys can answer. With the way the world is, everything's moving so fast, and people don't take time to kind of view the world from other people's perspective. Talk about the importance of places like Cedars in foster homes and how important it is to our youth, but not only our the society.
It's huge. Yeah. I foster home specifically is a really, really great community need right now. I mean, we're seeing 150 referrals a month come through for kids that don't have a safe place and need a foster home. And we don't have the level to meet that need. And so we're actively recruiting and licensing foster homes. But I think places like Cedars, I've just seen so many kids come through where they've said like, well, I don't know what I would have done in this scenario, or I don't know who I would have went to or what would have happened. And they just kind of come to us and what services can we wrap around? What do they need in that moment to make them feel safe? And we can kind of build from there.
Alexis, being from Lincoln, what goes through your head when you hear Allie say 150 kids a month in Lincoln come in for these services, for referrals? Did you know about Cedars and what it did growing up? Or, when you hear the 150 number, what kind of goes through your head?
I mean, it's crazy. When they told me that when we had coffee the other day, I couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, I've grown up in Lincoln. I've been a part of this community my whole life.
Yeah.
And obviously I knew what Suitors was. I think when I was in high school, I might have served there one time and wrapped Christmas gifts, but I didn't really know the extent of how many lives they're constantly impacting and how many programs children do have access to. They have a community outreach center downtown where teens can just walk in, wash their clothes, take a shower, grab a bite to eat, and just a place for them to hang out. And they just have a lot of different programs like that. And it's been really fun to learn about the last kind of 2 months I've been involved. And Allie has a lot more time there than I have volunteering. And but hearing their stories and the impact they constantly have every single days of their lives. And something that really stayed with me after talking with Allie was how she wanted to be someone that she needed as a kid. And I feel like a lot of the people that work there are trying to be that for all of the lives that come through the Cedars community.
I wanted to ask you, Allie, in particular, obviously you've been there for a very long time. You started out as, intern, then working your way up. Everybody talks about the impact that you guys provide, for people that come in. What kind of impact have they provided for you, throughout the years and probably different levels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The impact on my life has been just amazing. I can't even imagine not having my career at Cedars. Like I said, I kind of came into it as an intern, not knowing exactly where I wanted to land or exactly what I wanted to do. I had some different ideas. And within 2 weeks, I had fallen in love with it. And I was like, okay, I'm not leaving. You're stuck with me now. And it's just been great. Like I said, like hearing from the past clients or even just kids in the moment, like little wins that we see or little ways that we can be creative, or even seeing kids kind of graduate from program to program. Like we've had kids in foster care who, they turn 17, 18. It's time for them to kind of learn some more independent living skills. We can get them transitioned to we have a carriage house on our campus, which is like semi-supervised independent living. We have different apartments throughout the city for kiddos to learn those independent living skills. And just moments like that, when I get to see them successfully progress through different levels of their lives, that's kind of what you take home with you every night.
We'll wrap up with this. Allie, you mentioned the need for foster homes, right? 150 a month. What are some of the other, challenges or opportunities that are facing Cedars? I mean, we're out there for Give to Lincoln Day, obviously, givetolincoln.com. Find Cedars. What, if people give to Cedars, will their money be going towards supporting at Cedars?
A very wide variety of things. Yeah, definitely kids in foster care. But yeah, like I said, there's been some shifts in federal funding. We want to keep all of our programs and keep them operating at the quality that they are right now. And so to do that, yeah, the community support is huge.
There you go. Givetolincoln.com. Really easy to remember, really easy to type in. Click on the link, just search for Cedars, give your donation there. Allie McFarland, Alexis Markowski, ladies, thank you for your time, and we'll see you out there on Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's Jay Foreman down there. Austin Norman here. We'll be back wrapping up hour 1 of Old School right after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers possible. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy with a high near 63. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. The low around 51. And tomorrow, more showers and storms throughout the day. In the afternoon, high near 67. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating,
and Electrical. Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction, struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she loved her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Give to Lincoln Day.
Now's the time to lock in the best deal of the year on a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Sprayer Early Order Program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray. Target weeds with precision and cut herbicide use. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Don't forget, secure early order savings and get the sprayer that maximizes every pass. Visit your Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myINSpartners.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into old school. We're wrapping up hour one. Big thanks to Allie McFarland and Alexis Markowski for stopping by, dropping some knowledge about Cedars. Again, the website, givetolincoln.com. Find the search bar, type in Cedars, make your donation today. Give to Lincoln Day is a week from today. We will be out at Cedars for at least the first portion of the day. I'm sure some of our staff will be sticking around a little bit longer, but on air from Cedars from 6 a.m. early break all the way through the noon hour. 402-464-5685. Jay, got a jam-packed show. One of a bunch of time to get into all this. Do you want to bring up some NBA playoff stuff with you? Spurs Thunder tied 1-1. Two pretty incredible games so far. Of course, some injuries impacting that. Jalen Williams now day-to-day. Dylan Harper goes out with a hamstring injury. But after the Spurs steal game one, OKC gets right back in it with a home win there in game two.
Yeah, I mean, it's ideally you hope this OKC and San Antonio goes 7. You know, because it's two really good teams. I mean, essentially you're looking at the NBA Finals right now.
Yeah.
OKC, showed a little bit of adjustments. Extremely physical with Wemby. Wemby showing the ability to make adjustments to overly physical play. After he, sees it, and San Antonio will adjust. They were able to get that first victory, so now they have control of the series if they hold serve at home. But some really good basketball, some big moments. You saw Wemby obviously with the Steph Curry range at 7'6". In overtime, they essentially, I think, were winning that first game. I felt like they had control of that game.
Yeah.
And then you saw OKC withstand a couple runs from San Antonio. San Antonio withstood the big run there by OKC, got it back, and then it came down to the wire a little bit more in the tank. So I think it's a great series. Two really good young coaches, two really well-run organizations.
Yeah.
San Antonio has been well-run since the Pop era started, right? And from David Robinson and all the way through the other players that they've been able to get, Tim Duncan and now Wemby, and then Ginobili, Parker, and all of them. They've always seemed to be at or ahead of the curve, but they do a really good job of identifying talent, playing to their strengths, and first class all the way. Then you have OKC through being in the drumdrums of the bottom, but accumulating, and Presti's done a really good job. Seeing it displayed out here, and it's must-see basketball. It's really good basketball. I think it's new age basketball mixed in with a little bit of old school basketball, and it's the best version of both, and that's what you're getting.
The other side of the bracket features a D-Man's team. Are you with me yet, Austin? Go Knicks. Knicks were on the brink. Cavs had them dead to rights, a 0.1% win probability, and then Cleveland, all over the MSG floor.
Yeah,
what a collapse by the Cavs. What a comeback by the Knicks. And now Cleveland's staring down the barrel of 2-0 after they could have had the same control of the series.
Yeah, I mean, they got to really wash that one away and say, man, you know what? Tip your hat to the Knicks. They really got going, and we really got caught up in the tidal waves. But we're the better team.
Yeah.
And they were systematically just working over the Knicks and through their defense, and they got to stick to it. I think for whatever reason, James Harden decided not to even try. Then by him not trying on either ends of the floor, you eliminated the effectiveness of Donovan Mitchell. He got his ankle rolled up a little bit, and then they couldn't hit a shot. And so I think they were really tight, but then also I think they were too busy, I call it clock watching, hoping the clock ran out of time before the Knicks continued to come back and tie the game and obviously outscore them by 11 in overtime. So it's a lesson learned. It could inspire them to make it, push through to the NBA Finals, or it could be one, if they lose the series by one game, something that could really not only eat at them the whole offseason, change the face or the dynamics of that basketball team overnight based on a 3 or 4 minute stretch. And I'm talking about the last 3 or 4 minutes. You expect a run from New York to come back. That last 3 or 4 minutes, when you're an NBA player with two or at least one Hall of Famer, Donovan Mitchell is trying to work his way to the Hall of Fame. You had Allen, you had Mobley, you had Strauss, you had
Dean Wade, the Brunson stopper.
Wade, you had my man that came off the bench, the little guard from Germany. You had everything you needed in those 3 or 4 minutes. You dookie right down your leg.
Right down the leg.
Yeah. Moment was definitely too big, Mr. Go. Where's Mr. Go 30? Where's he at right now?
Great question. MC Westy, praying for the Cavs to win it all. I would not hold my breath, but it's certainly doable. Here's this, Jay, from Gus Mohawk before we get to Thirsty Thursday. Who will have a more amazing career when it's all over? Victor Wembanyama or Shohei Ohtani?
Wemby. If Wemby stays healthy,
that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, same with Ohtani too, but it's easier to stay healthy in baseball because Ohtani can do more than just.
Well, Ohtani already had his injury.
Yeah.
He already had to take the year off of pitching. He still DH through it. Won MVP. I just worry about 7'4" big guys. There's just so much that can go wrong. You had the blood clotting issue on the flights already.
Yeah.
And I think Wemby's going to take great care of himself. It's hard to argue either way.
But short tenure could be legendary. Listen, Chet Holmgren, you ain't representing Minnesota.
Oxtail Sean Bradley.
You ain't even Oxtail no more. You know what I'm saying?
He was better in game 2.
Yeah, but he still looked like he's scared. You look like you grew up eating dry chicken breasts. Okay? Wemby has been in the lab. He got mental training from Kevin Garnett.
Oui, monsieur.
And then he went to Akeem Olajuwon and got busy down there. And then he topped it off and said, I'm going to meet with the monks. It's mental now.
He's dribbling a basketball 7 to 8 miles up a mountain.
You can't break him now. And Chet, bro,
Wemby made it personal.
Listen,
with
Chet, your honorary card is on the line right now. So no more taper fades for you if you continue to play like this. No more John B. Lined up beard. No more dark shades. No more leather coats with the baggy short. No. You coming straight sweatpants, right? And some essential sweatshirts or whatever those kids wear. That's it. You're gonna lose your honorary card soon. It's almost being taken.
You're being asked to get your wallet out?
Yeah, your wallet is that. Now you shuffling through trying to save grace.
Where is it at? Sorry, I can't find it. Left it at home.
Well, you better go back to your car because you ain't getting in the club here no more.
You're
not invited to the cookout no more, Chet Holmgren.
We have invited the Knicks fans into our stream. The Garden Gods, screw Trae Young, Brunson, and the Knicks in 4, Bing Bong. I don't know who that is. Might be a burner account for one of our former friends here at the station. Westy says, wrong, Jay. Ohtani for sure. It's too close to call at this stage in both guys' careers. Let's go ahead and go to break. When we get back, that time, Thirsty Thursday, only 6 days apart. Pushed it to Friday last week, but here we go. Back to Thirsty Thursday. Kevin Meyer, Myers Cork and Bottle next on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing.
And electrical.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC service for your business, building, or even your home, so it can run without all those unwanted interruptions. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers possible. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy with a high near 63. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. The low around 51. And tomorrow, more showers and storms throughout the day. And after the high near 67. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Now's the time to lock in the best deal of the year on a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Sprayer Early Order Program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray. Target weeds with precision and cut herbicide use. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Don't forget, secure early order savings and get the sprayer that maximizes every pass. Visit your Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction. struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she left her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Gift to Lincoln Day.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
How would you like to be a part of the team bringing Lincoln's real sports talk to the city, the state, and beyond? 93.7 The Ticket is looking for experienced producers to help share the stories that matter. From Husker athletics to high school sports, national news to small college stories, you can be a part of informing and entertaining the greatest fans in radio. Apply today at theticketfm.com or bring your resume by our studio located at 1040 O Street in the heart of downtown Lincoln.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
That had some volume
back.
to it.
He's back, baby.
Crisp,
Gentlemen.
clean, thirsty Thursday upon us once again. Kevin Meyer, Meyer's Cork and Bottle. Happy Thursday. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Better now.
Hey, Austin, I just got to give you and Nick some props. I've been listening to your coverage of the state baseball, and you guys do a phenomenal job. So props to you.
Thank you.
I'm proud to know you.
That is very kind of you to say. We appreciate that very much.
Very professional, very insightful, very listenable, entertaining. Everything you would want in a baseball broadcast.
I really appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin.
They
Now
do a great
I thank you, Jay. I am going to ask you to pick sides, though, Kevin. Pick a favorite nephew here. Funnel cake, with or without powdered sugar?
Oh, with 100%.
There we go.
Who eats it without? Nick? No. That's Nick's problem. He think he like body by Nick now.
It's too dirty. You know, it just powder gets everywhere.
He's going too much. He's doing too much.
It's like eating a donut without the glaze on it. Like a plain donut? No, you got to have some
Mouth
glaze
all
on
dry.
it.
Right.
Exactly.
Just get stuck to the roof of your mouth and everything. A peanut butter. Yeah, nah. We're about to. I hope this guy. Yeah. We have a guy carrying like a shepherd down the street, made out of cardboard.
and not the kind of dog shepherd, the kind that herds sheep shepherd.
Yeah, it's a cardboard cutout. Got some like reinforcement to it. Not sure what that's about, but hey, the things you see here.
You can't say a school project.
Congratulations to all those kids
graduations
that made it out.
Yeah.
Good job, kids.
That's what I love about downtown.
How much of that do you get down by the shop?
Well, most of the time, if I'm not helping a customer, I'm in the office, so I'm on the computer. But I'm sure there's a lot going on around me that I don't know. But there occasionally is some things that require attention, shall we say?
And good thing you were there. You're present.
I'm present. Yes.
How much do you think happens while you're here on the radio? Do you get any stories like you're going on Fridays? Someone says like every week, "Hey, Kev, you missed this."
No, that doesn't happen so much. If it's pressing, the shop will text me or call me or whatever. But I could tell you some stories. A real quick story. So I have this guy in. He's visibly intoxicated. I'm not going to sell him anything. He's wearing a winter coat, and he's over kind of stumbling in the aisle. And I just go over there and said, "Come on, buddy, let's go. I'm not going to sell you anything." And this was years ago. And I heard this glug, right? And so it sounded like he had put something in his pocket. And so I gave him a quick pat down, not egregious or anything like that, but I want to see if he had a bottle in his pocket. And he goes, "What'd you hit me for?" And I said, "I didn't hit you. He said, yeah, you just hit me in the stomach. And I said, it sounded like you had a bottle in your pocket. Turns out it was a belly full of booze.
Oh.
And
dang, it was bubbling.
It was bubbling. And, but like that gurgle,
Yeah.
like, like, and
sloshing.
And so I'm like, I'm not selling you anything, man. You need to bounce. And so he gets to the right in front of the front door and goes, can I at least tie my shoe first? And I'm like, no, man, you can tie your shoe outside. He goes, I'm a loser. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Please don't come back.
Well, we are winners here on Thursday, and you said it was a pressing thing. I think that was a wine joke that you snuck in there on purpose or not.
The double entendre escaped even me.
Well, you did it anyway, so I'll give you credit for it.
Excellent.
You picked up the beer. I guess that's what we're starting with. What we got?
So we have Drecker out of Fargo, North Dakota, super mega lager. Basically, our theme today is Memorial Weekend. It's Memorial Day. And so besides paying honor to our fallen soldiers and veterans and those who have served, it's also about family, marking the beginning of summertime, getting out to the lake, barbecue. So that's what I'm going for. And I was going to choose another one from Fair State Brewing, which is from the home of our good friend Jay Foreman, Minneapolis, Minnesota. This isn't too far away out of Fargo, North Dakota. My mother lives on a lake in Minnesota. Just went up this week, and when we go up I-29 to Fargo, you head east through Detroit Lakes, then you go up through Park Rapids, and then you're almost home at that point. So Fargo holds a special place for me because it feels like once you take that right-hand turn out of Fargo that you're almost there, even though you're not quite, but it's close enough.
That's good. I'm thinking now I could drink that beer while I'm getting that grill right.
You get firing up the Rec Tech?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in effect come Monday.
You what are we doing? We doing ribs?
Definitely, I'm doing some St. Louis ribs, baby back ribs. And I was talking to a friend, and he was talking about a pork butt. So then I was thinking
some good old pulled pork.
I was like, yeah, he's going to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bite his style. So then I was seeing on one of my little TikTok things about pork shoulder and then cutting your own pork steaks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They say for every shoulder, there's like 3 really good ones with good marbling and everything. And I'm going to find them. And I'm going to cook.
What are you going to do with the rest?
You sound like Liam Neeson.
Smoke the rest of it?
Yeah, I'll smoke the rest of it. Make
you just
it
turn
like,
that into pulled pork or something?
Yeah, pulled pork. But you cut them. You square it off. And then you cut them about an inch thick. But if I see the marble in there, that's going to be a 2-inch thick pork steak. Ooh. And I want the one with the bone in it. So I got something to gnarl on. Yeah, so I can gnarl on that bone. But it's straight pork. I'm eating the swine come Monday. So if you don't like, hey, listen, if you don't like pork and you don't eat swine, so be it. I am. I might even throw some bratwurst on there just to get jiggy with it.
Not too many.
Exactly. You'd be back. Hey, I was backed up like a goal line stand.
Take care of this Memorial Day to eat well, but not too well.
Yeah. The bratwursts are for the appetizers because they cook a lot faster than everything else. So you can just throw those on at any time.
This would go good with a bratwurst.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I brought it. So it's Drecker Brewing, and they call it Super Mega Lager, classy and crisp. And this, to me, this just screams, I'm hanging out by the smoker. I've got the day off. We're going to be chowing down later on. I don't want anything too heavy because I want to fill my belly with pulled pork and ribs and all kinds of that kind of stuff.
Meat sweats, come on.
You doing mashed potatoes or what are we doing for your sides?
I'll do some mashed potatoes.
Skin on or skin off?
Skin on.
For mashed potatoes, skin on.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll probably.
You a slaw guy at all?
I do. Yeah, I was gonna do coleslaw. I like a lot of vinegar.
Yeah, I like a spicy slaw. Yeah. I don't like it to be sweet.
Yeah, I like a lot of vinegar in mine. Of course, some baked beans, and I throw some like ground beef and some bacon in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Can I come over? Well, I'm not gonna be here.
Let's go to this on our YouTube stream. Bada bing. Being that everyone's going to be out grilling for Memorial Day weekend, what's the Memorial Day drink of choice. Obviously, we have the Super Mega Lager, the most lagerist lager ever to lager in the history of lagers.
Is that what the site says?
That's what I'm reading that as.
Oh,
I came up with
it's
that
very
myself.
lagery.
Very lagery.
It's, I mean,
the lagerist.
I'd say it's logerific. Yeah.
There we go. Not logmarific for you math nerds. Logerific for you beer nerds out there.
I like it though.
It's delicious. You know, and it comes
Crisp
in
and
16 ounce cans, 4-packs. You can have a couple of them. I think can still be upright and maybe not fill up too much to leave some room for some of that delicious barbecue.
Absolutely. Do you guys make burgers classy enough to go with wine, or is it beer and burgers?
I tell you what we've been doing lately are the smash burgers.
Ooh.
And I'm all about it. They're just really good. And you only use like a 2.5 ounce ball, but you got to go a double at least.
Double patty.
Double patty.
Okay.
So I got that cast iron skillet, but I just put it on my gas grill, get it really hot. And then, you've got your cast iron press with some parchment paper, and you just get that paper thin. It cooks really quick, get it nice and crispy. And usually I'll just use like some steak seasoning, but just do one side and then flip it over, put your cheese on, let the other side go, pull 2 off, get 2 more going, and just get a train going. And I tell you what, those absolutely are delicious. And I'm usually using like an 85-15, but you can go an 80-20, but you need something with some fat in there. You don't want to go with the super lean ground beef. I've been getting medieval on those, and those will go good with anything.
Yeah, you can do a lot with smash burgers with the cheese and bacon. You could, whatever you want to put on it, you can just put it right on, and it just melts so quickly on there.
Some fresh tomatoes, some shredded lettuce, maybe even a little aioli.
There you go.
Some grilled onions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking
go
about.
back to the pork belly here really quick, because Kip is recommending you try a Korean pork belly recipe.
I can see that. I'm going to have to Google that. That's on my...
Yeah, just find a TikTok about it. I'm sure there's a reel out there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm putting it in my notes.
Okay. We'll let Jay put it in his notes.
Yeah.
I see the name Trig Point on the bottle of wine. I'm sure this will be good. Take us through it, Kev.
So this is a Zinfandel, which was brought to the Americas by the Italians, except for the Italians call the grape Primitivo. And it's most prolific in the Central Coast, like Lodi, Paso Robles. That's where a lot of the Italians went during the gold rush, and they brought their grapevines with them. This one is actually from Alexander Valley, which is in Sonoma. And basically the Napa and Sonoma are separated by the Mayacamas Mountain Ridge. The Alexander Valley is the exact mirror of Napa Valley. And I think produces some of the best red wines in California. And this is done by a guy by the name of Nick Goldschmidt. And there are 5 or 6 Goldschmidt kids, and each one got a single or a wine named after them from the family vineyards, and each is a single vineyard. And so like his sister Catherine got the Cabernet, he got the Zinfandel, his other sister got a Merlot, so on and so forth. But when he was a kid, he was having to help his dad map out the vineyard. So they're measuring slope and angle of incidence to the sun and soil compositions and all this stuff. And to him, it was all calculus. And he didn't understand any of it. But his job was to move the surveyor's tool for his dad. And that's called a trig point. And so basically, when his dad passed away, he decided to do a wine in his dad's homage. And so he called the wine Trig Point. This is from a single vineyard in Alexander from their estate. It's called the Rail Yard Vineyard because basically a line, a rail, what'd you call it? Railroad tracks, whatever, used to pass through there. It's no longer in use, but the vineyard is still called the Rail Yard Vineyard. And this is some old vine Zinfandel. The great thing about Zin is that it has that spiciness to it. It's almost like a sort of a peppery, paprika, cumin-y thing going on, but then it also has this really big fruit. So it kind of really mirrors like the same components of a really good barbecue sauce where you get the sweetness, but then you get the spicy kick on the back end. And a good Zinfandel is going to complement that style of food, especially something off the smoker, 100 times out of 100.
This is good, man. It's a little heavy, And what I mean heavy, it stays with you.
It packs a punch. And here's the thing about Zinfandel is that it's one of the few grapes that produces wine quality fruit well after its 100th birthday. And so these vines will get these great big gnarly trunks on them, and they'll produce fewer clusters of grapes, but the berries are smaller and more, they develop this very, very thick skin. And so they leave them on the vine longer than they would other grape types. The other one would just turn into raisins, or they'd burst, or, they would just, it would just be beyond their optimal ripeness. Well, these can stay on the vine longer because of that very thick skin. And so it makes a really intense wine.
Right.
And a lot of times these are going to be fermented up to over 15%, sometimes even, 15.5, up to 16 is where they can naturally no longer ferment on their own, because the alcohol kills the yeast at 16%. But they pretty much take it up to that critical mass point. So this comes in at 15.2. And the reason that it comes in at a higher alcohol is that it's harvested at a higher Brix, which is essentially the sugar content. And again, that's what I was referring to when they leave it on the vine longer. So it develops more residual sugar, creates more fermentables. And so they have to ferment them up into that 15 and change range in order to balance out the sugar so that the wines aren't too sweet. So what you get is a lot of intensity, a lot of spice, a lot of boldness, but it's going to hold up to a lot of flavorful food like you would have in good barbecue. I also really like them with Indian food, like a heavy curry type thing. Sometimes curry can be, while it may not be like jalapeno hot or habanero hot, it's the sort of make you sweat hot. Yeah. And it can be very flavorful. And so when you're having wine with that, you need a wine that will hold up to the body of the spice. And so I think a wine like that goes really well.
That was really good. I have a couple sips left. The more I drink it, the more I get that spice. The first couple sips I took, I really got the fruit first, and then the spice hit me on the finish. I'm getting less of the fruit the more I drink, and I'm not mad about it. I kind of like it as maybe the Kickstarter for the meal, right? I'll take a sip of wine before you dive into the food. Then I can see how that spice would match perfectly.
And this is opening up as we speak. So I brought the little bit bigger bowl glasses because I knew that this wine would take a little bit to sort of show all of its colors. And so each sip you have, number one, your tastes are acclimating to it. But number two, the wine is opening up and breathing. And then all the spices are starting to come forward.
Walk the people through the science of the wine glasses here, because I didn't think my hands got that much smaller, and it was a little bit bigger wine glass. So I'm glad you mentioned that. What's the difference between the big bowl glass, the regular glass, and when should people use which one typically?
Well, it's all about surface area. So you really want, like, a full serving in this glass would basically be right below its widest point. And so essentially, it's like the Platte River. It's a mile wide and a foot deep. And so you're essentially, by pouring your wine into a glass like that, you're allowing the surface area to be exposed to more oxygen. So a taller, skinnier glass, there's less surface area. And so that wine will take longer to breathe. Eventually it will get to the same point, but this was just sort of an accelerated breathing process for the reason of the show.
Well, thank you for doing that. That's pretty dang good. My other question then, could you tell which of the favorite, or which kid was the favorite of the winemaker by which bottle or which vineyard he gave him?
Maybe.
Where the kids born when Merlot was out of style, and whoever got that one was probably the least favorite.
I think her name was Christine, and she got the Chelsea was her name, and she got the Merlot. Catherine got the Cab, so Catherine was probably clearly the favorite. Nick, he got the Zin.
What does that say about Nick?
I think that says that Nick had his good days and his bad days. Maybe he was. There was a reason why he was required to move the trig point. Put it that way.
It's brought out there as a manual labor to pay
We're
off,
going to work, son. Yep, absolutely.
Let's focus. Yeah, that's pretty great. Kevin Myers Cork and Bottle in town. They're at 13th and South for all your Memorial Day imbibing and such needs. Kevin Meyer, appreciate it as always. Good to see you. And we'll see you. Well, I won't see you in 2 weeks because, next week we'll have Give to Lincoln Day. I'll be out of town in 2 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Too long.
That is too long. It will be breaking our state basketball record. So actually, no, we won't. That was like a full month. So, it'll be just enough. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it'll be just enough that we'll celebrate coming back.
That we will. Appreciate it, Kev.
Thank you, fellas. Take care.
We'll be back with Old School next on The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction, struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she loved her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Give to Lincoln Day.
At Schwieso Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit schwieso.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwieso Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Don't ignore changes in your skin. Get them checked. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection could save your life. If you've noticed a new spot, a changing mole, or anything that doesn't look quite right, now is the time to act, not later. As you head into summer, protect your skin and stay proactive about your health. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they're here to support your care with advanced technology and a team you can trust, because catching something early can make all the difference. Advanced Medical Imaging, your partner in proactive health.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you. Big thanks to Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle for stopping by as he does every Thursday leading off the 4 o'clock hour. Huge thank you to Graham Tire Company for their sponsorship of the show. You can check them out online and at any of their 4 Lincoln locations. Graham Tire Company celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. It's Graham Tire getting you to the places that matter most. 402-464-5685, the number if you want to be a part of the show. Jay, we're going to talk some Nebraska men's basketball here as Nebraska officially inks, I believe, the final member of its transfer class. One of the first guys we heard of is the last one to sign. Sam Moore, the 6'9" stretch forward, comes to Nebraska by way of Belmont. And the question you and I were discussing, did Fred Hoiberg, did Nebraska do enough to rebuild, reload, and reposition itself for another run to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament?
I guess we shall see. I think I saw a little quote from Fred is that, they identified him early in the process. And then he started to list out all the skill sets or the skill set that he has that would work in their system. It says he's pretty good on the boards, and obviously he can, he's big enough and long enough to help on the defensive end. So that means it could, help their, complicated but very efficient defensive system or coverage work even better. So, he's the bell cow of their portal class. And so, I think they did enough. I think they got a little bit bigger. Obviously, when you bring in, the kid from Utah Valley State and with being 6'4" versus, I'll take Sam Hoiberg over anybody at 6 foot, but you get a little bit more size. But you see the teams at like Michigan, where they're, have 2 guards, one guard was 6'5", the other one was like 6'3". You want to be able to match that. So you try to curtail, your lineup or your team as best as you can within your system, to be able to ward off a team like Michigan, because you assume you're always going to get them to, their best, their defending champs. So, I think this portal class really depends on the maturity development of Braden Frager. It really
Who
does.
is not a transfer, by the way, but yes.
But because Price is going to price it. He's going to do his thing. Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think about Orme, right? And so now you're able to space the court a little bit. So for Braden Frager, your development and maturity, your maturity is mentally, right? It's a big step for you, dude. You're coming off the bench is one thing. Starting and being a guy that you're first in the scouting report is a lot different, no matter what anybody tells you.
Mm-hmm.
And
just ask Brock Purdy.
Right. And so, can you add more downhill skill set, ball handling, creative? Can you create more? We know you can back cut. We know you can, finish around the hoop, right? But you got to think teams are going to be able to take some of that away, right? What else can you do? Because those two on the opposite, Orme and Price, opens up the lane in theory for you. So can you get 2 feet in the lane? Can you finish around the rim? Can you make that jump in skill development? Kind of like Casey did when he was, his last year, where he was very efficient around the rim. He added some things. Heck, forget Casey. The way Sam Hoiberg is really steps up his game. You do that, I think that means that we've done enough.
What made Casey and Sam so effective around the rim?
Well, they worked on his skill development. So, all that stuff. I mean, they both got stronger from their, second to last year to their last year. So going into their last year, they physically got stronger. They mentally got stronger, and they played a lot stronger, right? And they were more explosive, and they were just very efficient around that. They used the rim as an offensive defender. That means you go around the rim and then you can use it. The defender can't block it. I think they were trained in the offseason the right way versus like you do it a couple times and you think you got it versus doing it all the time and you own it. So when they get out there on the big stage, it's just, rinse and repeat. I think they both became a little bit better, especially Casey, efficient from the outside shots and being able to, use your angles. I think they, discovered the ability to use their main skill set, which is, let's look at Casey, being able to hit the deep three to really cash in to easy points around the bucket.
Which I would say is still probably the biggest selling point for Frager right now.
Right.
The fact that he was able to shoot mid-30s from three as a freshman, it tells me that was probably his biggest strength as an offensive player.
That was his biggest strength, right? Where you come there, you're kind of getting a very good, favorable matchup and coverage, and you cashed in on it. And then you were able to bring a little bit more tenacity, right? Where you're able to, you dunked on the guy right before halftime in Indiana. You're able to do some things. You kind of, popped your collar a little bit against Kansas State or whatever, and it worked out for you. But can you really take that huge step? Don't rest on, I averaged 10, 11 points or whatever it was last year and was a 6-man. That doesn't mean tiddly poo right now. What it means is you have to take a huge step to really hone your game to have parts of Sam Hoiberg, have parts of, ideally, a Sam Griesel, have parts of Casey. That's going to be the biggest thing. And the maturity comes from, all right, obviously I got paid. Assuming he got paid. He's not playing here for free. That's over. We're back to work. And where this team goes, a lot of it depends on my shoulders and has nothing to do with how many points I average. You're going to get points. You can average the same amount of points this year as you did last year, but be a way more effective player.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Who you have around you and your ability to create, because you can be a matchup problem. If they don't put their second defender on you, say they have their third, then it's cash money records. If they put their second defender on you, then you have to create for Orme and Price. So that means if the first defender is on Price, well, then Orme gets busy. Yeah. It's kind of like
I love that frame.
Right. So you're able to do all that stuff, but it starts and stops with you. And if you look at it, it's like, okay, that's great. Let's go to work. Let's do it. Versus like, poor me. Now we're at the point like you showed your tail a little bit. You got rewarded for it. Now much is more is expected, and it's not about you shooting more threes or getting more points.
The other thing that I think made Tamanaga and Hoiberg such effective finishers at the rim is the spacing around them.
Yeah.
And underneath that is a passing big man. In Keisei Tominaga, you think of Derek Walker. With Sam Hoiberg, you think of Rink Mass. Both those guys absolutely had the skill development that you're talking about to find those angles. They were also smart cutters.
Yeah.
High IQ types of players. For Keisei, coming off of his experience at 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Sam Hoiberg, you get the coach's kid, scrappy grit, grind, all that kind of mentality. I think getting better as a cutter can go a long way for Braden Frager and, figuring out what kind of driver he is. When you think about the athleticism, at least for me, I would think of explosive first step. He's by guys that have lazy closeouts. Even if that doesn't come around, if Frager can body some guys and become a power driver, if he has to, go into guys' chests, become a crafty finisher, but he bullies guys down to the block with a back down game, whatever it is, he's got to be able to put the ball on the floor and get a paint touch, whatever it looks like. He's got to be a good off-ball cutter because I think to your point there with Orm and Sanford, whichever, two defenders they are, the top two defenders, whoever they choose, the other one is going to have to make him pay. I think Lenhart's a good enough shooter to make teams guard him. Frager obviously has some skills, and Lenhart's a paint touch waiting to happen as well. DeGorval, we'll see. Kapke, really curious to see what it is that he looks like there. I haven't been as high as many others on the return of Connor Esigian, who probably won't get a team's best defender, but he'll get an athletic perimeter defender that can navigate screens and contest. So if Braden Frager's getting the fourth best defender, he's got to be the second most important offensive player. If he's getting the second best guy, then it can't look again like it did against Iowa, where he was a non-factor, where Iowa really funneled tough opportunities to Braden Frager. Couldn't make him pay. He couldn't make them pay consistently. I love how you framed it too with the caliber of defender and how his role might change day to day, even if he's being asked to do the same things. Can he make the next right play? 90% of the time plus.
Yeah, being really good with his reads, especially if you have a favorable matchup or if you're having a defense that's kind of, really rolling their coverage to you. And so, for him, it's all, really from the neck up is obviously the biggest thing because I think that controls his skills. He's got talent, he's got potential, and more importantly, he has a realistic opportunity to really, take a real strong stakehold on trajectory of this team. And obviously everybody else has got to do their part. But I think with him, his body type, the fearlessness and the ability to play off of two and be explosive at his height, and obviously he has long arms and all that type of stuff, it's a great opportunity for him to really, really be the guy that stirs the pot. And they're going to need it. Everybody's going to really be focused on Price. And Fred will be able to scheme some stuff up. But I also think, I can't speak for Fred, but he'd like to be able to just have his guys go out there and play basketball and make the right reads and put a ton of pressure on them by their pace and their reads and efficiency. And Frager is a big part of that. And that's also a big part of how this portal class is looking. Because when you think about the portal class is looking or how it's going to be viewed or graded, with his development, everybody else getting on. We're talking about the starters. The role players come in. They are going to be a benefactor of all that other stuff as well. And so they're able to be a lot better. So then you think like, oh, this is just a regular old, portal get. And then you're like, man, Fred does a really good job of identifying talent and developing talent. Well, that doesn't just mean the portal guys. It's also the guys that are on the roster.
If the question is, did Fred Hoiberg do enough? And again, we're taking your thoughts all show long, 402-464-5685. Evan Miyakawa, I believe, would answer with a resounding yes. Jay, in terms of the rank of the class of incoming transfers, out of 365, I think it is, Division I teams, where do you think Evan Miyakawa puts Nebraska's incoming transfer class?
21?
27.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang good. Yeah. On top of some key returners. Now, never a given. Then number 27 in the country. Good. Where do you think that puts Nebraska in the Big Ten transfer class only?
Ooh. Middle.
It's a pretty comfortable number 5. Behind Indiana, who gives the number 5 class, USC, the number 9, UCLA, 13, Oregon, 20, and then Nebraska at 27. Behind Nebraska, Illinois at 35, Maryland 39, Michigan 44, on and on down the list. And of course, this is just looking at the transfers they brought in and then on the other side, the transfers that they lost. So a team like Illinois that brings basically everyone back and adds a hand in glove fit in Stephen Vox. Okay, yeah, they're going to be lower than Nebraska, but they didn't have to do as much as Nebraska did. But let's say the transfer rankings are pretty accurate for Nebraska. A year after finishing, 14th in the AP poll, finishing in the Sweet 16, if you told me Nebraska was the 27th best team in the country, spent plenty of weeks receiving votes, maybe had a skid that knocked him out, but they won another game or two in the NCAA tournament, that's a successful season. I think Husker fans would sign up for that in a heartbeat because, you want to see a step forward, absolutely, but I have to go back to this. Development and progression isn't linear. If Nebraska would be able to maintain it, maybe not its record, but its level of performance, even if Nebraska dips from, 28-7 to 25-10 or 25-9, something like that in that range. That to me is still a step in the right direction because you maintained your level. You proved you weren't a one-year wonder, a one-year fluke. And I bring that up because we got an announcement from Nebraska basketball that coming up here in just a few weeks in June, they're essentially releasing a Nebraska men's basketball movie. The tweet is, "You dreamed it, they did it. Relive the historic 25-26 season in cinematic fashion, premiering June 15th over at the Rococo." It's kind of funny to me that you have one good year and you're releasing a movie about it. Now, everyone loved this Nebraska team. They all bought in. And I totally get capitalizing on the moment. People are going to be lined up all the way down O Street to get in and watch this movie, to have one more, look behind the scenes at this team that provided so many great memories. It's just a funny look because not many programs would release a movie about one good year. And again, I don't blame Nebraska for doing this. I'll probably get eyes on it at some point. But the goal for Nebraska is that this wasn't a historic year. The only way it should be historic is that it was the first time, not the only time. If it's the only time, it's a problem. And I think the program's on solid enough footing that it'll just be the first time. But you still got to prove that it's just the first time.
It's a bigger year than what people are really understanding. But as far as the movie goes, I mean, I think you look at this day and age with NIL and you got bills to pay, they're going to try to capitalize on anything. And so like I said, now the basketball program is starting to feel like what it's like with the football team, how you deal with success and what is viewed as success in your mind, both internally and externally, obviously told to you. But how do you deal with it once you reach some sort of tangible success, which is for Nebraska, 2 W's in the NCAA tournament when you've never had one in program history. The Cinderella story, the team that everybody could believe in and get behind. And then now you come deep into the offseason. And when this is played at the Rococo, you're still in last year's mode. You've been in this year's mode for however many weeks or months. Now you're going back to last year. But then, it's not just over after if it, whatever it is, Saturday or Sunday. It's the next week or two of pats on the back, kind of, could potentially derail you and be a distraction. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. I think they'll be just fine, but also I think this is just another learning process and understanding last year, it's great. If we view last year, let's look and put an emphasis on what made that team so special last year. And then let's make sure we have all that in place. And then we can take our number 27th portal class with 2 of our big guys coming back in Price and Frager and really do some things. So we shall see.
We will indeed see. You can see that movie again premiering, I believe it was June 15th over there at the Rococo. Tickets will go on sale for that. We'll keep you updated on everything else throughout the Nebraska men's basketball offseason here on Old School. The show brought to you by Graham Tire. We'll be back to wrap up hour 2. Get you set up for a full hour 3 next.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire Company is celebrating 75 years of serving its neighbors throughout the Midwest. And to say thank you, they're giving you a $75 instant rebate on a set of 4 select tires during their Memorial Day tire sale event. You can stack on even more savings with big mail-in rebates on select tires from Goodyear, Cooper, and Hankook. And remember, all tires are on sale right now, making this the perfect time to upgrade before summer driving begins. Hurry in today. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes. perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
A single mom of 3 was facing eviction, struggling with a recent separation, health issues, and no job or childcare. She feared losing everything, especially her children. But then she found support in her community made possible by Nebraska Children and Families Foundation. She was connected to support. By the end, her bills were paid, she loved her new job, and hope replaced fear. This is what the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation does. They lift up young people and families so they can find stability, build brighter futures, and power a stronger workforce. Ready to help make more stories like this come true? Support the Nebraska Children and Families Foundation on Gift to Lincoln Day.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Assets Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myInspartners.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Man, whenever I use a sports book, I feel like I'm just getting robbed blind.
Dude, you've got to delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket? How are they any different?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans just like you, not the house. That means more money for you and less for those greedy sports books.
For real?
Yep. Sports books take around $9 on a $100 position and then pay out around $500. Polymarket pays out $650 on that same position.
What's the catch?
No catch. Even better, it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident that you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code HEAT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code HEAT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code HEAT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers possible. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies. It'll be breezy with a high near 63. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. The low around 51. And tomorrow, more showers and storms throughout the day. In the afternoon, high near 67. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. We're putting a bow on hour 2 of Old School. Not the show, though. Don't worry. Got a full another hour coming your way. Sounds like we are monitoring the possibility that the state baseball tournament gets moved back to Saturday with the championship games. Supposedly some expected severe weather in the area expected to blow through tomorrow. So there is the possibility that we'll have a regular day of programming here tomorrow and then bringing the state championship games on Saturday. We will certainly keep you updated with all of that information. Again, your matchups in Class C will be Lincoln Lutheran versus Mount Michael. In Class B, it'll be Omaha Skutt versus Elkhorn North. And then in Class A, Lincoln East versus Millard North. Jay, saw this online. The Lions signed Jack Campbell to a 4-year extension. Heck of a linebacker out of Iowa. They allowed a Lions superfan to break the news on Twitter.
I like that. I like it. It's also interesting because you remember they declined his 5th-year option. Now it's because all linebackers are grouped in together. If you're a stack linebacker like he is and I was, well, then you actually get the same franchise tag or a 5th-year option as an outside pass rusher. So that was all kind of, obviously bookkeeping. But I think it's pretty cool for Detroit to have a super fan doing it. Campbell's earned it. He's been a really good player. Ever since he's been in the league, he's been a leader. He fits Detroit. He fits right in with their mentality of their head coach and their franchise. So, and also I think it's on brand with Detroit to allow one of their fans to do it because I think they've reconnected with a fan base that, really loved the Detroit Lions back when Barry Sanders played.
Some breaking news then out of NASCAR, heartbreaking news, in fact. Crowbait texted this in and just confirmed NASCAR driver Kyle Busch passes away at age 41. NASCAR's official Twitter account says we are saddened and heartbroken to share the news of the passing of Kyle Busch, a 2-time Cup champion and one of our sport's greatest and fiercest drivers. He won 2 Cup Series titles back in 2015 and then in 2019. And how about this, Jay? 234 NASCAR National Series races. That's the Cup Series, O'Reilly Series, and the Truck Series. One of the modern greats, gone at 41 after an unspecified illness that he was hospitalized for and just never recovered.
Yeah, it sucks, man, just because obviously, look, I'm older than he is, and, he's, one of the greats of all time, especially in his era. And, he was a great ambassador for NASCAR as well, and so, look, I'm sure the NASCAR community and his family is hurting. So, you send your condolences, and thoughts and prayers. And it just sucks for somebody like that to, have an illness and then obviously, be in the hospital and unfortunately pass away. But it also puts everything in perspective. Like you keep saying this, and I guess, we need to say this more often when things like this don't come up, that, look, if you can mend fences with people, then do so. If not, make sure you enjoy your family and your friends and your life, just because you just never know. I mean, this guy, look, just because he drives a car in NASCAR, these guys are in like really good physical shape because mentally they have to be strong. So whether you want to debate whether he's an athlete or not, but you got to think he's somebody that was at the top of his sport, done a lot of good things for his sport in NASCAR racing. And then at 41 years old, he's unfortunately passed away, and he obviously had a family and stuff like that. So, this is a hard day for them.
Kyle Busch passes away at 41, leaves behind a wife, a son, and a daughter. Hour 3 of Old School on the other side.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly? Or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, caption telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit schwezo.com. That's schwisow.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Graham Tire Company is celebrating 75 years of serving its neighbors throughout the Midwest, and to say thank you, they're giving you a $75 instant rebate on a set of 4 select tires during their Memorial Day tire sale event. You can stack on even more savings with big mail-in rebates on select tires from Goodyear, Cooper, and Hankook. And remember, all tires are on sale right now, making this the perfect time to upgrade before summer driving begins. Hurry in today. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Nominations for the Step Forward Awards are now open. These awards are the state's most prestigious awards for volunteerism, and we need your help to find outstanding volunteers from your region of the state. If you know a volunteer who deserves to be honored for their service, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Nominate Now. Nominations must be submitted by June 1st. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Life happens. Unexpected bills, tough choices. Your car needs repairs, but your child needs new shoes. What do you decide? At Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, they help families before small problems become breaking points. They connect parents to support so they can keep working, so kids stay secure, and so families stay together. Help Lincoln families thrive. Donate to Nebraska Children and Families Foundation through Give to Lincoln.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln, this is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, Old School, the new school way. We thought we were back for one day, but we just got where we're going to be back for Friday as well. We are brought to you by Graham Tire of Lincoln. Check them out, grahamtireoflincoln.com. They have 4 locations here in Lincoln and have been serving the Midwest for 75 years. They can take care of all your car and truck needs as well, besides hooking you up with some new wheels and new rims. Anyways, on to bigger, better things. We appreciate their support. Appreciate your guys' support. And also appreciate you guys supporting Nick and Austin as they deliver the goods of state baseball, which we got word Austin obviously is going to be pushed state championship day. They wanted to make it a special day. They're going to push it to Saturday. So another day to rest, recovery, which could change the dynamics of, who pitches and who doesn't when you think about Lincoln Lutheran against was it Mount Michael and all that stuff, and obviously Lincoln East against Miller North. Another day, 24 hours more rest. It allows guys to get another day in the batting cage, another pitchers to, if you weren't able to think you're going to be short relief, now you're up. So game plans have changed along with the weather. Another thing that's also changed, Austin, is college football talk. The commissioner from the Big Ten, their commissioners and the commissioner from the Big Ten, they had a little retreat out there. Listen, for a university saying that they don't got no money, where they were staying, did you see the picture?
Yes, I saw the picture. In the average price per night?
Yeah. They boss balling out there. A lot of stuff's going off. A lot of shots over the bow. I think Iowa State's AD was talking about the SEC and the Big Ten, mainly the SEC, talking about breaking off. Well, he was like, well, go do it then. And then take all your sports with you.
See who wants to play.
Yeah. They don't talk about it, be about it. And and that's where the frustration is. You see it coming out more now. You see it coming out with fans too. We'll get into local stuff with Coach Rule, Troy Dannon. There's an article on ESPN. He's saying we need to have patience, right? Aaron Rodgers says RELAX, relax, and so a lot is going on. Obviously, the SEC is holding their cards close to the vest about expansion to 24. They like it rather at 16. I think it's a negotiation ploy coming out of fear that you have lost total control of college football, which you have had, over, up until recent. The Big Ten is the big man on campus. They want 24. The networks want 24. It seems like the SEC and Sankey, along with Josh Pate, says 24 is the worst thing to happen. We want your thoughts, but what are your thoughts first, Austin?
Yeah, I'll start with the 24 thing because I don't like it. I see your point. I tend to agree. If we're going to get there, we may as well just get there. But I don't think there was any reason to go away from the 12 necessarily. I think 12 is a nice middle ground where it's, not quite as many as the NFL, but still, enough, I think, to satisfy what fans are going for out of college football. And I've seen the argument online. Well, no, it doesn't, make fewer meaningful games in the college football regular season. It just changes which of those games are meaningful. And the argument there is, well, you used to get a game like Ohio State, Michigan, where, Ohio State can lose that game, still make the playoff comfortably and go on to win the national championship, versus why do we want more meaning in, like, the example I saw was like a 7-3 Auburn versus like a 6-4 Florida, where whoever
if you took
just a random, just for example, two teams that are probably on the bubble for something like this. And it's just so different across college basketball and college football, just in terms of the number of teams and just the way the game is played, the culture of the game, and what needs to happen for an upset to be pulled. You're much more likely to see the 24th best team in college basketball beat the number 1 ranked team in college basketball, as opposed to the number 24 in football on a neutral site or the number 1's home field go in and pull the upset there. I think there's probably 5 teams in this modern era, maybe 6, 7, 8 in a really good year that are actual legitimate national title contenders. I don't think we need to kid ourselves about all these other programs needing access. I think that this is a move by Fox to get some control of the playoff and for the Big Ten. I think ESPN would want to limit it so they retain their control over it. And not that I'm some ESPN SEC truther, obviously, but expanding to 24, you just introduce more problems than I think you need.
Yeah.
Well, I think in a lot of ways, and there just aren't 24 teams capable of winning a title every year. You can have a good year. Have you had a great year? I don't want to reward teams for good years. I don't want to reward teams for above average years or 75th percentile years. I want to reward teams for 90th percentile or better years for them, and then give those teams a chance to play for a championship. 24 is way too many, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I see your point, man, but I guess I'll push back on that. I think that the good years would be teetering towards really good years, better than your average good years, because the way that is laid out by Petiti is that everybody in their mind, now if their theory holds correct, right? And really, to be honest with you, his theory is somewhat right. When you're below like 12, there is you don't have you can't rest easy. So everybody's trying to jockey for positions, right? So that necessarily will make for, in their mind, and I'll use these quotes, must see TV during the regular season, because you can't coast and think, oh, we're 12, there's no way we're not going to get in. It's not about whether you get in or not. It's where you're at. And yeah, you'd like 24 teams to win a national championship, that or whatever it is, 12. Be honest with you, that's never been
the case.
The case.
No.
So that's always where it's at now.
Which is the entertainment side of the sport rather than the competition side of the sport.
And there will always be Vanderbilt upsetting an Alabama situation. That will be the ultimate reply, right? And they're thinking this also as well, more future. If this 5 for 5 is passed, then therefore these super old teams won't be the factor, like the Indianas, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody will be on the same age. You'll have a year where you have a really old team, but you have teams that will eventually be at that same level as old, because as teams start to mature, they'll be able to retain players with 5 for 5. Supposedly, if they get this like clearinghouse with the contracts and all that, you'll be able to have more roster retention. So that's where 24 is. And then that's why the Big Ten, who is the big dog, and their partner is who, they want their fair share and the share that they've earned now.
Yeah.
You got to think about it.
3 straight champs. 4
years ago, the SEC says, well, if you want to make some rules, start winning. They say, okay, bet. We're not only going to do it once, we'll do it twice, 3 times with 3 different teams.
Including arguably the worst program in college football history.
And then top to bottom during bowl season. They'll say, oh, it doesn't really matter. Well, it only matters when you're winning. Well, Big Ten says we'll cover that as well. So that's where I think it's going to be interesting. And Petit's really quote here. He says, when he worked in Major League Baseball, we never had to convince anybody that keeping more teams at risk were better for everybody and the fans. What it's saying is essentially the SEC wants it only to be the best for them. Now, what they're going to try to say, well, if you want us to agree to it, then we need more guaranteed teams in. Well, why would we want more guaranteed teams from you when you aren't producing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
We're still waiting for Tennessee to be the team that they're supposed to be, right? We thought Texas was going to be this year or last year. We're waiting for them. Heck, nobody really thought Texas A&M was going to be that team. But guess what? They were at home and lost to Miami.
Yeah.
And so, I think they'll eventually get to 24. I think it'll be reluctantly. But I think eventually cooler. I think it's all kind of posturing right now.
I've said on this program before, and I need to reiterate it here. Different isn't necessarily worse. It's just different.
Different.
And maybe you'll get used to it. You'll learn to love it. One of the things I enjoyed and appreciated about college football growing up was the bowl system. Oh, I've never seen these two teams play. Oh, this is a unique matchup. Hey, look at these jerseys on the field.
And you see it more now.
To a point.
Oh, well, because the conference, the conference, I mean, you got to think you have Pac-12 teams in the ACC. So you're getting games that you normally wouldn't. See. Yeah.
Right. But I think the point of bowl season was that it was a reward. And what was so unique about college football is that you knew you had your lower tier, middle tier, upper tier bowl games, and then your national championship in whatever form. The bowl system was what was unique about college football. In a day and age where, and I'm generally pro numbers, but the analytics are making teams play similar styles across the board, recruit similar styles of players across the board. Yeah. And it seems like the way teams play in any sport is getting more and more homogenized because the numbers tell you what to optimize for. You see professional leagues, expand their playoffs a little bit, but it's always been the same gist. It's just how many teams you give a crack at the championship, but the formats stay generally the same. One of the things I think a lot of other people appreciated about college football is that its regular season and its postseason were different. That you had bowls, that you were okay with, well, not okay with, but at least you had some form of something else to look forward to if your team didn't make the national championship.
Yeah. And a great bowl, too.
In a fun bowl, a great bowl, a fun opportunity for players. In the last 10 years, 15 years, has been a lot of, if you're not playing for a championship, your season is a failure.
Right. I don't
which can be true, but also besides the point at the same time. Because, yes, winning a ring should matter. We should hold those teams in highest esteem. And I don't want to come off sounding like a loser that's okay settling for just bowl games because, I haven't seen Nebraska win a championship in football in my lifetime.
Right.
I haven't witnessed it. And I don't want to be the one that says, oh, just make a bowl game, that's okay. But I've lost a lot of my joy in just flipping on a random college football game, especially during bowl season. Some of that comes with age. I have two kids. It's a little difficult, a little different.
No time for you, young.
Not quite the same. And maybe I'll rediscover it down the road. But college football was able to stand alone there, after Thanksgiving, through Christmas, through the new year of, hey, let's just flip on the TV, throw on this random bowl game, and I'll be entertained. To see that go away for corporatism, to see that go away for, you're essentially playing the argument out for the NIT not mattering as well. Why would teams not go to the NIT? Why would we expand the NCAA tournament, kill the NIT? At some point, we have to have a legitimate standard for what determines the best of the best. What determines who deserves a chance at a national championship? To me, the joy of college football is that no matter who you quibbled with between teams 4, 5, and 6 in the 4 team or teams, 11, 12, 13, 14 in the 12 team or what have you, you at least had a higher percentage of the teams in there. Typically all 4 teams in the 4-team playoff, at least 3, the top 4, 5, or 6, depending on the path through the bracket in the 12-team playoff, could legitimately win a championship. In the NFL, in the NBA, your 5 seed, your 6 seed, your 7 seed, your 8 seed on down are going to have a tough time winning it.
Yeah.
But you let them in because you understand it's the reality of the situation. It's entertainment. There's a lot of money there. And I just hate that college football specifically is leaning into that ring or nothing homogenized kind of postseason look when it had something so special and unique in the bowl system until it threw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, but I think right now you're really focusing on the now, right? The bowl season and the emphasis on good, being rewarded for, I guess, good or great season. And when you're not in the national championship game was thrown out the window when you probably went from about 22 bowls to 42 bowls because then everybody was going. You got to think Nebraska could have possibly went to a bowl game at 5-7 based on academic ratings.
But the chase for the championship didn't change.
Yeah, but
you threw an extra bone to teams.
Is only, it's no different than NFL. It's Halloween. Everybody's dressing up trying to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 6 teams probably in college football, really,
that can do it.
They can.
Mm-hmm.
So all these other ones, I mean, obviously, it's just now we're getting towards. Now we're moving. Austin, we went from amateur, sports.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I kept been saying for how many years college football is professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're really starting to replicate the NFL in the sense of making it more of the entertainment now. That's why you see this, because there's so much money in it.
Well, but that didn't necessarily have to be the case.
It didn't have to be.
It is the case, and I agree we need to deal with the facts. The facts are this is where we're at. I pine for a time where this wasn't the case because if all that matters is championship and all the money is poured into the college football playoff and ESPN is redirecting its resources there to give payouts to the winners, to buy these big fancy NFL stadiums to play games in, their money. I can't tell them how to spend it. Do what you want with it. But I'm also Mr. Mid-major basketball is the purest form of college athletics.
Right.
Where it's the last true, in my opinion, middle ground between high school and big boy basketball, where it's a step up, but not maybe all the way to some of this. It's bigger stakes, but not ultimate stakes. And if we get rid of the bowl system, and okay, you can talk me into maybe it got a little bit oversaturated, but to me, it got oversaturated with mediocre power conference teams. Like, are you telling me that the MAC doesn't deserve bowls? I know you're not telling me that, but we know the MAC is never going to win a national championship.
Correct.
Can we at least throw them a bone and say, hey, thanks for playing. We appreciate you. You are an FBS school. We have to give you the illusion of fair access to a championship. As we do, you're never going to make it. So take this little bone and have fun with it, right? Northwestern. Maybe we shouldn't say this in light of Indiana winning a championship, but Northwestern never going to win a football championship? No. But you know what? Maybe their hoity-toity fan base is like, yeah, you know what? We'll travel to San Diego for a bowl game. We're not chasing national championships in the same way. We'll throw our money at it because it's a write-off, but we know it's not going to matter. But yeah, we'll take a trip to San Diego over the winter. I don't have another reason to go.
Oh, those. I know it's going to take away some of the bowl. I'm sure they'll keep enough bowl games out there. I'm sure that might be a part of it. Hopefully it is, because you don't want to. I think that's also. You're 100% right. That mentality of we're going to do what's best for whatever we want, which is essentially a small portion of the big picture of all the, CFP eligible teams. And then everybody else, you just kind of deal with it. If not, then you know what, we'll see you next year. I think hopefully this is an opportunity to be inclusive and do whatever they need to do, because what I mean is make sure if you're going to expand to 24, expand to 24. If you don't, then don't. But do it for, okay, if everybody's here to make money, let's be honest. It's money first, wins last, or is next. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's, they're throwing around all this money and throwing it around. They're essentially robbing Peter to pay Paul, because they're trying to find ways to pay back all the money that they're in debt from. Yeah. And they have to really probably sell themselves to the devil to do so. And okay, that's fine. But if you're going to do it, make sure there's still bowl games for the MAC conferences and everybody else. But make the decision. But also, if you're going to do that, make it right. Make the money back. Make the money. Don't do it and have a crappy product out there.
Right. Don't have a crappy product. And it's not the Big Ten or the SEC's job to look out for the MAC or the Sun Belt or whatever other conferences. But the Big Ten and the SEC need to understand there are legitimate viewership trends that show that they could be in trouble in 10, 15 years. When the kids that are in middle school, elementary, middle school, where I know I caught the bug, plenty of other guys like me caught the bug for watching college sports, is drying up.
Right.
not all due to the playoff format or whatnot, but LA, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Seattle, Miami aren't the only markets in college football. And
college football is a lot of small markets.
That's the point. Alabama, Tuscaloosa is going to be fine. Athens, Georgia is going to be fine. Lincoln, Nebraska will be fine. Boise, Idaho will be fine. But there are so many other communities, again, smaller schools that we don't think of a lot, that mean a lot to their communities. Yeah. They're the backbone of their small towns. And if their football money, which is already drying up, goes completely, evaporated, that's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem when they find out.
And my thing is your sell the soul to the devil thing. Yeah, selling your soul to the devil, that's a problem. But you probably shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, which is where if you get to that point, you got to sell your soul to make the money back. I don't blame you. It's survival instinct.
Right.
I'm more mad at you for getting yourself in that position to begin with than the actual act of signing the paper. And
you're 100% right. You got yourself in this situation because when you had to have some regulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Transfer portal, NIL, and then obviously, it starts all the way back even before Ed O'Bannon. You knew this. You didn't think it was going to happen. How dare they get smart enough? People evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, at one point in time, there was not a light bulb. Well, eventually, we're flying airplanes and light bulbs. They're going to catch on to you.
Right.
Now,
Right.
You might have thought you aged out and was able to pass away gracefully. Well, guess what? This is in your lifetime. And then when it came to it, you were nowhere to be found. You waited to the very last minute till the government had to step in, or Supreme Court had to step in, and then you didn't make any adjustments.
Right.
That's how we're here.
Yeah.
And then guess who saw a great opportunity to really cash in on realistically the fastest growing American cash cow, college football.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't put any guardrails up. So you're at where you're at, and it's it's tough. But look, if you got to do what you got to do it right, make sure it's sellable. But it's a whole there's so many factors into this right now because a lot of really good coaches are on TV just talking. Even in basketball, Jay Wright is very comfortable, right? I like him on the sidelines. Now he can do whatever he wants, but there's a lot of coaches that
Tony Bennett,
Chris Peterson, we're from Washington. I mean, every job it seems like they're trying to. He's like, no. There's a Tony Bennett as well. All this stuff factors. Why is this important? We'll talk about in the second segment.
Well, even Urban Meyer. I mean, think what you will of him, but we've talked on this show and plenty of others about how he made the Big Ten better.
Right.
The Big Ten is not here without Urban Meyer's influence.
Right. And when we go back 10 or 15 years from now, this will be the second segment before we go to break, or 10 or 20 years from now, go back, what happened to college football? You have to look at, in glowing light, Urban Meyer, and it's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Jim Harbaugh, but in particular, Urban Meyer coming to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And then the rest of college football didn't adjust and decided to go free for all. There's a little bit of Nebraska into it. We'll talk about, Troy Dannon and what he was saying about Matt Rule. Is it fair? If it's not fair, and obviously look how we look at college football and how this thing goes. So we'll take a quick break. Old School, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire Company is celebrating 75 years of serving its neighbors throughout the Midwest, and to say thank you, they're giving you a $75 instant rebate on a set of 4 select tires during their Memorial Day tire sale event. You can stack on even more savings with big mail-in rebates on select tires from Goodyear, Cooper, and Hankook. And remember, all tires are on sale right now, making this the perfect time to upgrade before summer driving begins. Hurry in today. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet, and GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
At Sweezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwizo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln will be joining me shortly to talk about a milestone accomplishment at Honda of Lincoln. But before I talk to Andy, I'd like to add a comment of my own. I know you have a lot of choices when buying a new or pre-owned vehicle. It was just announced that Honda of Lincoln is once again the winner for the Lincoln's Choice Award for new car dealers. It's not easy to win that award because it's all based on the highest level of customer satisfaction. I think Honda of Lincoln really is your best choice. Now let's talk to Andy.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks for your kind words.
Andy, tell us what it takes to win an award like this.
Will do, Charlie. It's about being customer focused. Our sales and service team have been with us for a long time, and every day, all they focus on is a 100% customer satisfaction. It's really that simple.
Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southwest of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Nominations for the Step Forward Awards are now open. These awards are the state's most prestigious awards for volunteerism, and we need your help to find outstanding volunteers from your region of the state. If you know a volunteer who deserves to be honored for their service, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Nominate Now. Nominations must be submitted by June 1st. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, old school, second segment, old school. We bring in the heat. It's a little chilly outside, a little overcast. Looks like they about to bring some funk again. It's Nebraska weather. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't decide what they want to do. It's like asking somebody if they're hungry or not or what they want to eat. They'll tell you that they're hungry. They don't know what they want to eat.
You ever dealt with that?
Yeah. For us men out there, you know exactly what we're talking about. Wanted to talk a little bit about, we try to do a good job of talking, sports. We're sports radio, so we talk about basketball and everything like that. Even a little hockey. My Minnesota Wild tricked it off again. Long off season for them up there. But we want to talk about this. Troy Dannon. They asked him about Matt Rule, and he just said, long story short, we got to have patience now. Now, granted, he was interviewed at Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Listen, I've been all over the places in California. The likes of Jay Foreman have not been there. Okay. And so he was an interview at ESPN. They talked about the extension. Talked about that, he was, might have thought that he was a, candidate for Penn State. And Troy Dannon said, listen, he just felt like the program was moving in the right direction. This coincides with the anonymous poll of coaches' quotes about each program, where you have a coach in the Big Ten said Nebraska's chance was with Dylan. Essentially, they look the part, don't play like it. But then there was another one that said that even though the success of Nebraska isn't what people want or expect right now, it is moving. It's on the uptick. Mm-hmm. And so, look, I mean, I think you've seen Sipple said you wanted it to be fair, the criticism and all that. I mean, I think when you look at it, at the end of the day, when you're making $10, $12 million, you're going to get criticized, period. Coach Osborne got criticism, even when we were winning a national championship. So I think it just comes with the job. I think, the better word than fair is be realistic, right? And, I think last year's it was a big year where, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. You had a schedule that was favorable. You had everything you needed. It just didn't have it. It just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It was a bowl game. It was a few games of missed opportunities. It was a missed opportunity. And I think the biggest missed opportunity was what you could have done nationally. Nationally in your presence, we're back, respect and all that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And whoever's to blame for that, I mean, I'm not in there, so they got to deal with that.
Well, and you had those two swing games in that season.
Yeah.
Michigan,
Minnesota.
coming to town. Ooh, I say USC.
USC.
Even if you get your one right off of Minnesota, like Minnesota's going to stick in Husker fans' minds, but in the national conscience, you had a get back opportunity.
Blue blood
games against USC.
Blue blood games and Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue blood, but
Penn State shouldn't have been as bad as they were.
But the early games was Michigan, and then USC, and weren't able to get over the hump. And then the double down effect of the Minnesota game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's changed people's perspective of where we're at. I think, look, you made 2 bowl games in a row. You hadn't made one in I don't know however many years. So that, you can't say there's not progress. It's just not the progress that, people want or expected. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I'll say this. Nebraska's expectation should never be a bowl game. We talked about the basketball team. It should be out of a 10-year period, you want to be at 7 times going to the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. That's fair,
yeah,
right?
I think so.
And maybe, and you want to work to that, right? Because, they barely were making the turn. But, like, as you build up to this thing and you start to show consistency, like, say Fred continues to progress in 3 or 4 years, whoever comes after him, right? Mm-hmm. Say Fred retires. I'm taking Fred at his word. This is going to be his last job. So let's just say Fred retires, and Fred's young, man. I don't even know why he ain't talking about retiring. But let's just say he retires in 10 years, right? So, 20 years from now, the expectations are for the next 10 years or from year 11 to 20, through those 10 years, you need to be in the NCAA tournament, 6-7 times. It's no different than the football team. Now is that, look, the bowl game should be just rinse and repeat. Yep. Now we should be getting upper echelon bowls. And then if we go to 2014 playoff, we need to be up in that joint every single time. And it's not just being in there. Then that's the second level. Then you're going to be starting to kind of inch up to see where we can be a contender. Yes, people talked about you need to worry about Iowa and Illinois and all that stuff, and I'm completely on board with that. I think there's levels to this thing, but it just comes with the territory. I think being realistic where you're at, you can say we've done a lot more good than bad, and we need our good to keep getting gooder. I guess I don't even know if that's the right way to say it.
Maybe better, gooder. Yes, I take your point.
Good, get better, and I just think that, and that's. And you gotta, if you want to get, I just one thing I learned, man. I learned this from Bud Grant. Actually, it was Jerry Burns. Bud Grant used to talk to me about playing at the, college level. Jerry Burns, and then Jerry was, the head coach of the Vikings. He would be viral right now with his rant about Les Steckel and all that, right? He was a firecracker. And Uncle Jerry, he's a big influence. He's actually the godfather of the West Coast offense. Bill Walsh, it was Jerry Burns with my dad and Fran Tarkenton and all those guys. But, and that's here nor there. Is that he was saying, listen, and this is what I always tell people, I grew up in the coaching business because I was a ball boy and I used to spend time with him. And he just talked to me about, he was just venting, right? He talked to a little kid and, he ain't going to say nothing, right? I can always keep my mouth shut. He's like, listen, part of this thing, he's like, this coaching business. He's like, he told me two things. If you ever get into coaching, you're going to get hired to get fired. He's like, the chariot that they ride you in on is going to be the U-Haul that they send you out of town with. It's just going to be dressed up different.
Yeah.
And so that's realistic. And then he said, listen, as many pats on the back that you get, it's 10 times the punches or whatever, the gut punches that you're going to get, because you're never going to be able to reach the expectations. And also it kind of depends where you're at. It's going to happen. Mike McCarthy going to Pittsburgh. If you don't make the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you don't make the playoffs this year, you're going to hear it. You know what I mean? Jesse Minter. And if you don't have a tough, physical Baltimore identity, type Baltimore Ravens type of team, you're going to hear it. Not only from the fans, from the former players there. That's just part of it. And
you don't know which one is worse in that case.
No, but you're going to have to deal with it. But it's part of the job. But it's also part to be realistic. And I'll just keep doing the NFL thing, right? And I guess you could look at a little bit of NIL or whatever. But just say you say I become a head coach of let's just say the old San Diego Chargers. Bad ownership, horrible stadium, no lack of support in the scouting department. But this is my first time becoming a head coach. We have no salary cap room, right? We go out there and we end up 3-13, 2-14. Okay, I got to eat that because I'm the head coach. But realistically, I can't acquire players. We got a bunch of dead cap money, right? And then I got players that I would probably normally wouldn't be having on the roster because I can't go acquire players.
I just need bodies.
Right. And then we don't have any first round picks.
My scouting department looks at a guy like Austin Norman and says first rounder.
Right. Right. You know what I mean? So it's got to be a little bit realistic, but never ceases to make me. The heat's always turned up around here, boy.
Dannon's quote, for those that missed it, one of the things Nebraska has done that's harmed itself has been quick to react when things didn't happen soon enough, instead of giving someone a chance who is by definition a program builder the chance to actually build a program. That's different than inheriting a program that won 10 and then winning 11 the next year.
I don't think we hired any program builders.
That part. Part. Well, let's go back. So Osborne took it over from Devaney, who, built it, improved it, sure. Handed it off, continuity. Osborne hands it off to Solich, continuity. Hands it off to first-time college head coach Bill Callahan.
Who stripped it down.
And
then he built it up.
Won a division title.
He built it up talent-wise.
He did.
He just didn't have any defense.
Handed off to first-time college head coach Bo Pelini.
Yeah. Who took it to the next level.
Who got better, but did he build a program?
He built
He got a program to adolescents.
He built a program in that vacuum in the sense of they were consistent, consistently developing players and got them to the next level, consistently developing players to be good at college football.
He built a program the same way that like Hayden Fry built a program.
Yeah,
or Kirk
but
Ferentz
it may be a little bit better, but but then Hayden Fry. But yeah, he built a program in that.
And there's no Hayden Fry coaching tree equivalent for Bo Pelini, obviously.
Right.
But then after Pelini, Riley. Now Troy Dannon would argue. Well, I don't think Troy Dannon is arguing that Mike Riley would have worked if given more time. But was he the program builder at Oregon State?
He built that up into. Now listen, I will say this. He built Oregon State program. I don't think he came here to build our program.
I agree. That's a great distinction.
And I think he built Oregon State's program for Oregon State standard.
Yes.
So I think, and he did. Listen, he put some talent out, and you're not going to be consistently that good, a year in and year out. He built that program up to.
Okay, but to your point,
substantial to
wasn't
their standards.
Brought in to build Nebraska.
I don't think.
Okay, and then Scott Frost, you had no idea. Second time coach who didn't build UFC. That first really good year were George O'Leary's players. Yeah. And then they bottom out, and then they get back and whatnot. So I don't think Nebraska has had to build a program. Nebraska's brought in some interior designers, maybe, right? Like Bo Pelini certainly did more work on the house, but you think he wanted to do that? Does that seem like it's Bo's template?
I think
not necessarily. And so I think the Riley example sticks out to me because maybe he was a program builder. Yeah. But I don't want to fault Nebraska for pulling the plug on that, which, again, maybe not all Mike Riley's fault when you take out his longtime DC.
Mike Riley got fired because Scott was doing well.
Was an option. Yeah, sure. But, you can't say that Nebraska pulled the cord on Bill Callahan too early. You can't say Nebraska, pulled the plug on Mike Riley's career too early or Scott Frost's career too early necessarily because you don't want to
for different reasons.
It is, but you don't want to get to the point where it's a sunk cost. Oh, we're already invested. We have to see this out till its logical endpoint. If you have, this is the art versus the science. The athletic director has to be right. It's a get it right business.
Right.
You're afforded mistakes, absolutely. But seeing this many mistakes compounded in a row has led to where Nebraska is. There's no defining moment set of numbers that says, okay, when a coach reaches this point, boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
That quote to me reads like a guy that has a buyout worth $72 million that he would be on the hook for.
Yeah.
There in Troy Dannon for Matt Rule. So he's not going to get rid of
Matt
him.
Rule's not going
but he's
anywhere.
also right in that you can't pull the plug too early if you believe in a guy. See Hoiberg, Fred.
Right.
And again, extenuating circumstances with COVID and everything going into that. But
Fred was at the 23rd hour.
Yeah.
But Trev believed in him. He readjusted. I remember him. He said, I got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you got to listen, when men got a plan, he got a plan. And he executed it.
Yeah.
And people don't remember that, right? And he needed more time, right? Realistically, if somebody pulled the plug too quickly on Fred, we don't have this movie coming up on June 15th.
No.
Right? And so and then we could be back worse than where we were. So there is to his quote is true. When you look at it, you really have to look at it, right? So okay, let's look at Callahan. He came in when you could and he just stripped the program of everything. He took the identity. He wanted it to be a whole new Nebraska. He wanted to have a whole new offense. He didn't want nothing to do with Coach Osborne or any of the championships or nothing like that. The last championships was in 97. And he came in like less than 10 years, like that stuff is over, right? That's because of the emergence of USC. Okay, then here comes Bo. And I would say Bo was able to build a program and keep it consistent. Callahan recruited. He made him, he took Ndamukong Suh to one of the greatest college football players in that era or whatever you want to, he was great. And many other players and had an eye for talent, built a program, had an identity for a program, was, probably not as refined as you want, but he built the program. And then we hired Mike Riley, who had built another program specifically just because he had a different hair color. I'm just using, say you were married to a blonde, got a divorce, and then you marry a brown hair girl, and he's a different personality. So he wasn't here. He wasn't here to build the program. Now, when Scott came, okay, it was on the back end of when you needed to, you felt like and it is true. I wouldn't even call it the Nebraska way. What real work was and what it should be to be a student athlete at that time and a college football player the standard of excellence. You know, you hear the stories where guys that was just deciding not to come to practice and all that. So he had to rebuild, or he was brought here to rebuild like that. My idea of building a program is essentially what Matt Rule did in Temple.
Mm-hmm.
He built that thing up in from like the ground up and made it viable. And he rebuilt Baylor, but in a different way, where he, you know, obviously he had a different standard. You know, the players weren't doing the stuff he was doing. And I think when Matt came here, what Frost was thinking he was doing, he didn't do. So he's dotting I's and crossing T's for the first year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking, you know, for touchdowns and blowouts.
I landed on my example, and it's not perfect and it's cross sport. I think if I was going to use a college football example, I would say Jim Tressel to Urban Meyer. They were not the same coach.
No.
They did not do the same things.
No.
Now, Ohio State.
Successful, though.
Right. And that's my thing, is that Ohio State made that pivot, you know, and now it's Ohio State. Really, it's the blue blood that hasn't had the down era necessarily for their standards. Sure. And, you know, they had the 6-6 year under Fickell, what have you, but Ohio State's been dang good Woody Hayes all the way through, essentially.
Yeah, even
right?
John Cooper was successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, for 99% programs, they've been successful. One of the blue standard, gold blue standard, whatever. And, you know, Nebraska's had some downs before Devaney and has had some, you know, wavering in the interim. But, you know, what if Callahan would have worked? Even after all that debacle.
He almost did.
That's what I'm saying. And that if you know, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bus, sort of thing, whatever. But if it would have worked, it's, hey, look at Nebraska. The athletic department did a good job of finding a visionary. They did sense the change that was coming to college football. They made the pivot. Now, the change was not as drastic as Nebraska thought it was going to be. The search lasted 40-some days, and he just took whoever would sign on the dotted line at this point. But I think of college basketball, the example that comes to mind for me is Arizona. Sean Miller and Tommy Lloyd had zero coaches separating them. Sean Miller and Tommy Lloyd do things differently. You know, Sean Miller was one of those guys indicted, you know, the FBI, right? There's a reason his shirt was so sweaty on the sidelines. I think Tommy Lloyd's above board, but he's going international. He's playing two bigs. He's not recruiting nearly as many, you know, one and dones. He's kind of filling in with it.
Yeah.
He made that philosophical shift. Arizona took a chance on a young up-and-comer, and it worked out for them. Nebraska didn't do that with Solich to Callahan, and clearly I don't want to give them credit for missing on the hire. I don't want to do it, but, you know, maybe Matt Rule is the right hire for Nebraska at this point, right? Going from one recruiting era to the next. Maybe Matt Rule has a better business mind than Scott Frost. I think Scott Frost got, you know, enough time
Obviously.
to prove, and it wasn't going to work, and it hasn't worked to this point. But there are so few programs, even, you know, Alabama from Price to Saban, even, you know, LSU, you know, with all their coaching turnover. USC didn't make the right decision. Florida didn't make the right decision.
Notre Dame struck out.
Notre Dame struck out. I had one. Georgia. I mean, from Rick to Kirby Smart worked out pretty well, but Rick wasn't winning championships. He built Georgia up, and then Kirby did what Troy Daniels took it to the next level, you know, 10-11 or 9-11, and then national championships. Curious to see what happens with Clemson, you know, in the next few years. If Dabo Swinney's not back in legitimate, you know, playoff conversations and hopes. So few programs pivot between eras well. Ohio State has a lot of advantages baked in, but that's where I think Arizona basketball did it right. They took a shot on a first-time head coach that they trusted fit their vision, their mold, and could see the future. It's hard to do.
Yeah. And they were already built up to where you really had to be drunk at the wheel for Lloyd to not, you know, do it. And
they were 17, 15, 21, 11, 17, and 9, which is good. But they also missed the NCAA tournament 3 straight years and were coming off of some sanctions.
Arizona basketball has always been a top dog in basketball. I remember watching them way back when. You go
Are
to
they
Arizona,
more of a top dog in basketball than Nebraska is in football?
They're just below.
So they had an easier chance to fail.
No, you can't. You can't fail it either.
But you have failed at Nebraska.
Yes,
you didn't at Arizona, which is where Arizona gets the credit that Nebraska doesn't.
Hold on. it's not all on the coaches when you fail here.
I agree.
Okay, then. So
straight up,
you need to look at who's making the decisions that are outside of the football coach or in the basketball coach. That's where the answers lie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've seen Shine Eye Course in here, and I'm not taking shots at anyone. I'm just saying. I've seen in Steve Peters. I've seen it. Right? You can't mix personal and business. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you could look at the football coaches, and the one quote that Scott has said that actually is true is that Nebraska is eating themselves within. It's a whole systematic thing. What made Saban's run good, what made Nebraska's run good, USC, everybody will tell you, listen, from the janitor to I don't know, who's the highest at the university? Is it the president?
President.
Okay, so the president had one vision in every sport. Win. What do you need to win? We are in it to win. What do you call it? Everybody's pulling in the same direction. Everybody's running in the same direction. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's trying to do. And they got to do it now.
About time.
Now you got a big mountain to climb, but you got to, put your hiking boots on and go get after it. You can't change last year with the whatever. So look, I'll say this before we go to break. They're all saying the best apology is a change in action. Change in action wins some more games. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about it tomorrow since we'll be back.
Win, baby, win.
Hey, there's nothing like winning, man.
We do have a short one, by the way, too, to wrap things.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hi, Sean Callahan here. Rockoppel Chevrolet, GMC and GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Hey USA, it's your 250th birthday, and Amigos brings the party. The Yankee Burrito is back, and what's more American than a hot dog? In a crispy tortilla. This summer, the All-American Twist is back too, for just $3.99. There's festive layers of red slushy, white soft serve, and blue slushy with whipped cream and a cherry on top. Celebrate freedom, flavor, and fun in every bite with a Yankee burrito and all-American twist. Only at Amigos. When tacos and quesadillas join forces at Amigos, something seriously delicious happens. Quesadilla tacos. Crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside, folded taco style, and stuffed with bold seasoned flavor. It's like your favorite quesadilla and taco teamed up for the ultimate spring fling. With Tex-Mex, chicken, supreme, or steak, Amigos has a quesadilla taco for everyone. So hurry in. This tasty collab is here for a limited time only. Get the ultimate flavor fusion with quesadilla tacos at Amigos.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner. $199 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10650 to assigning. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7626.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, quick segment. We will be back tomorrow since state baseball is pushed to Saturday. So they, look at these kids that, they probably were getting their mind right for the game tomorrow, and they got to wait another 24 hours. So patience before you get to possibly reach your goals. But tonight, was it 8:00? First pitch? Softball's tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On and popping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big night for Husker sports over there.
Bracket redemption.
If you get a chance to, obviously support by watching, it's 8:00. But then if you're able to attend, like Nick Sainert somehow gets VIP. I heard him early on the drive talking about he don't know where he knows exactly where he's sitting. Nick has got to the point that he's only accepting tickets if they're at his standard. Look what we have created.
You knew him before I did, to be fair.
And you know what? It all started. You know whose fault it is? Just like it's Colorado and Deion Sanders, because we went out there and then all of a sudden he got upgraded to that the master suite or whatever, presidential suite. Ain't been the same since. Been to Mexico 5 times, all types of stuff, but it's all love. Check out the Huskers tonight, and then make sure you check us out tomorrow 3 to 6. We'll be back. We'll continue this discussion on 2014 playoff, Nebraska, and whatever else pops up. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman. We'll holler at you tomorrow.